The evidence seems to indicate that you're watching Dolly Vision.
That's been following the case very closely. Jimmy Williams is with us. Jimmy, great to see you tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. Let me ask you, you've been in the middle of this. I'm trying to put it all together. Are you from the area?
Hey everybody, it's Mike from Profiling Evil, and I'm here with Dolly Vision at CrimeCon 2024.
What up, YouTube? It's Dolly and, of course, the lovely PJ back in the house tonight. And listen, guys, I think we got a killer on the loose. And we're going to be talking about that, me and PJ, a little bit tonight. Of course, leave your DNA on what?
The like button.
On the damn like button. Just in case some crazy killer gets you in them hills of Tennessee. Now, we know there's killers in them hills now, and that is for sure. And one of them is on the loose, and we need to find who is hurting these children. So if you're brand new here, make sure you sub up. What should they do?
Hit the like button.
They already hit the like button. They should ring the bell for notifications.
Oh.
And feel free to share us on any social media platform they choose. Always teaching, always teaching. You're getting better, though, babe. You're getting better. So anyway, little girl comes up missing last month.
And
Well,
It
what
was
was
like the end of the month. I thought it was the 29th of June. It's July 5th. So it's been what, a week? 2 weeks?
it's been a little while, but her body was recovered today in Hendersonville. Okay.
Isn't that the same exact spot as Sebastian?
I mean, exactly the same spot. Matter of fact, not far from Sebastian's house. Matter of fact, the searchers probably should have found this girl when they were looking for Sebastian.
What?
I'm surprised Terry Lynn hasn't stumbled across
Right, because Terry Lynn is definitely out there looking every day. What?
Trinity Bostic. I think that's how you say her last name. It's Bostic.
Yeah, Boston.
Bostic. Okay. So she was discovered. She was the 4'9" female, 105 pounds, I believe to be 17 years old. Just a baby. So there's a
Is
fan.
that up there? It's like, it doesn't look like the ghetto to me. It doesn't look like a bad area.
What, Tennessee? That's where all the killers live.
What is going on?
I don't know what's going on out here in these YouTube streets or in these real streets, but whatever's going on in Tennessee, they definitely need to do something about it. There's just way too many kids coming up missing. You know, some of these kids murdered, just like Trinity, you know, her body discovered. They believe it's foul play. Now, you know, a lot of these cases we're going to be talking about tonight, I believe there's a lot of foul play involved in it.
Right.
In every last single one of the cases from Trinity, you know, they didn't say what her cause of death was, but they do believe that it is foul play. Let's jump over, take a little quick look so you can see this young lady and hear this story real fast about them finding her. And then we'll keep it moving. Let's let me click on this. We got a lot of stuff to go over tonight. So let's add this to the stream real fast. We might have a commercial.
Stay comfortable and
I
relaxed
know
this
it.
July.
I know
Ller is
it.
keeping
I
you
know it.
disciplined all summer with free outdoor gear. When you upgrade your home's essential systems, we're giving away free Yeti camping chairs, coolers, backpacks, and more with the purchase of select new HVAC systems, whole home generators, and
Authorities now
Yeti
suspect
chairs.
foul play was involved in the death of a young woman found in Hendersonville. The remains of a 17-year-old Trinity Bostic were found Wednesday in a small wood line near State Route 386 and New Shackle Island Road. She was reported missing out of Macon County on June 29th. Bostic's body was originally discovered by a TDOT subcontract worker. There's currently no word on any suspects at this time.
Okay. So not much on it. No information on a suspect. So that means there is a killer on the loose. Now you were right. The girl's only been missing for what, 7-8 days?
29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days.
6 days. I thought it was, you know, at least a month because I seen, but you know, it didn't take them long to find her. Why would it take so long to find any of these other kids? You know, is there a killer in them hills of Tennessee?
I just can't understand how it seems like just a super nice area and you just end up dead. That's just weird.
Well, the girl that went missing, she wasn't from Hendersonville, but she was dumped in Hendersonville.
Oh.
So she was from a neighboring county.
Oh.
So whoever brought her there, the killer, you know, whoever's snatching kids in that area.
That's terrible.
You know, so at least her family is getting some closure today. Also, there was a little girl in Tennessee that, you know, autistic child that fell in the lake, the pond. And they discovered her. So TBI went in with divers and they discovered her. But there was no foul play in that. She just went, she got up in the middle of the night, wandered out the house too. She was one of these kids that got out and she was nonverbal. And I guess if she got into trouble, she really couldn't scream for help because she's nonverbal. And she, you know, it looks like she's drowned.
I don't think that necessarily means they don't speak. I think it means they don't speak words because sometimes they make sounds, but it's beyond the point.
You may have to speak up just a little bit because the mic.
Everybody always says I'm so loud.
Oh, okay, well maybe they don't speak up. Okay, but yeah, she was nonverbal. Maybe she did make some sounds, but nobody must have heard them because, you know, the divers did pull her out out the
Right.
pond
In the
there in
middle of the
Tennessee.
night,
But we got to look at it that the TBI did a good job on that.
It does give me hope that they can find somebody.
Yes, that's what I said too. And then today, in Hendersonville, these were subcontractors working on, I guess, landscaping, cutting grass, doing things like that. And they discovered Trinity, the 17-year-old girl. There's not too much information about the cause
They
of
didn't say
death.
where she was or how they found her or anything. So
no, they said she was barely off the road. She was,
what?
She was kind of like Maddie Soto. They just dumped her into the bush, into the weeds, right off the side of the road.
What is going on? We got to
like some of these killers are lazy. They're lazy.
It's
they don't.
The solar flares.
They're lazy and they don't want to drag your damn body
That's
far.
Terrible.
So they just pull over. And a lot of times I think when these people are doing these things, they're scared. They're panicky. They done murdered somebody. They're thinking they're going to get caught. So when they go, just like I said, if somebody drove away with Sebastian, how far would they drive? Would they get on the main roads? And if you look at Hendersonville, it is, it's populated, but it's a pretty country area. There is some areas that are populated, but if you drive 5 minutes from those, you're basically out in the country. And New Shackle Road is not far from where Sebastian went missing. So it's a wooded country area. And it appears that somebody's pulled off the side of the road and grabbed this girl out the vehicle and drug her to that location. I don't believe this is where the little girl died. 17 years old. Prayers to Trinity Bostic's family tonight. Like I said, they're getting the worst news possible. The little young girl in Tennessee, the autistic girl, that family's going through the worst news possible. But I think it's better that people find out and get this closure. Yeah, because you could go years and years not knowing. Like, what about Don and Candace? They don't know what happened to their daughter in 3 years. Okay. Yeah. Some people would argue that. They would say, hey, they know exactly what happened to their daughter. But we talked today. Well, I did, not me and PJ. But I talked about, Tennessee being the hub of human trafficking, and these children that are going missing constantly out of Tennessee with no answers, Is
that factually true? The hub?
It seems that way. I don't know if it's factually true. So let's give our warnings just in case. So listen, Dolly Vision's for entertainment purposes only.
Anything you say or do couldn't be used against you in the court of law.
Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, we will get you Alan Jackson because,
he's free now.
He's free now and his wife done left him. Okay. So anyway, we talk news, rumors, gossip, speculation, a little bit of theories. So don't take nothing here as fact. We mix it with a little bit of comedy. Do your own research, people. The callers' opinions are theirs and theirs alone. Everybody's innocent to prove it guilty in the court of law, even you. And don't try to be Dolly at home. Trust me, it's hard to get this ugly. Okay. It takes you a lot of time, right? You don't got that much time. You don't got that much time. Killers on the loose. And I do believe that Tennessee is the hub of a lot of this stuff that's going on in our country.
The chat agrees with you. The chat agrees with you.
What? That it's the hub?
That it's the, where's the word? Central of missing children, in my opinion.
Yes, I agree. And we hear so much coming out of it. At least one thing is this. It's the area that when people go missing, it usually ends up high profile.
Why is that?
I don't know. Maybe YouTube we like covering cases in Tennessee.
Oh, that's strange. I'd never thought of that.
But yeah, I mean, there's missing kids everywhere. Why does every YouTuber cover just Tennessee kids? Because there's so many of them. And under such strange circumstances. Can you read this super chat since I can't see?
Jax Wolf says, I find it interesting. Can you ask them if they can hear me okay?
Can y'all hear PJ okay? Give us a thumb up if you can hear PJ okay so she knows how loud to talk. We're going to get her a mic soon. Okay.
Okay. He says, I find it interesting that she was dumped in Hendersonville, not far from Sebastian's. Why dump her there? Is there a connection? But I still believe there was foul play with Sebastian's family. I agree.
Maybe. But we do know there's a child killer running loose in Hendersonville. Okay. Right. And we have another missing child from that area around the same age, 15, 17. That's within 2 years.
Right.
Right. So is there a serial killer, a child serial killer running loose in that area of Nashville? I mean, it's all Nashville suburbs is basically how I look at it. You know, the big major place there is Nashville, and it's all these little counties outside of Nashville, like Hendersonville. Where did they say she was from? Mason, Tennessee, I believe.
Yeah, I didn't.
There's so many places in Tennessee, I can't even keep up with all of them.
Yeah.
But I know this. I know Tennessee now better than I know any other state other than Georgia and Virginia.
Good thing it's pretty there.
Yeah, it is beautiful. The only problem is you can go missing. There's a million ways to die in Tennessee. You know, you can be sold. You could fall in a river. Somebody could kidnap you.
That's
you know what I'm
terrible.
saying? You could go out for a colossal popcorn. You know, I just bought my daughter a damn colossal ass popcorn. It almost scared me, right? She was like, Dad, can I get some money? I'm trying to buy this big ass popcorn. And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, I went to the movie. She's watching the Minions. And apparently you buy this big ass colossal popcorn. They give you this stuffy or plushie or whatever. How do they call it? Stuffies? Them big ass teddy bears?
Stuffy.
Yeah, so it comes with like a stuffy and a big ass popcorn, right? And I'm thinking, kid, don't go missing, okay? Because that's the last thing I want on the internet. Well, Dolly bought her a colossal popcorn, and that next thing you know, I'm the new Katie, right? Hell no. It kind of worried me. When you hear big popcorn, you're like, oh, no, kid, can you get a cookie? Can you find something else on the menu that ain't a colossal popcorn?
Nachos are always better.
Yeah, nachos. Nobody ever goes missing after eating nachos, right? That don't happen, you know? So, yeah, we should have just got her. But I did get it for her, you know. I got her the damn colossal popcorn. I hope she makes it home safe, you know.
She was just in here. I seen her. She was asking you if you'd seen her.
But if she goes missing, it wasn't me. I bought the popcorn. I thought about it. It was a decision I had to make. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I told her to keep her shoes on. You know what I'm saying? Don't get the popcorn and take your shoes off, because then you for sure will go missing. Okay, with you, the plushy, stuffy, you know. But at least you'll be full of popcorn. Okay, buttery, delicious. Okay,
we just went all the way over there with it.
I know, but I mean, I'm just saying, you know, kids be asking for popcorn. I mean, my daughter's grown, but you know, it's still, you know, all jokes aside, like it seemed like they had a good day that day. The possibility is, what if this person, this serial killer that's running loose in the hills of Tennessee, what if he's taught the Sebastian online and he off one body and snatched up a kid? I mean, since we're throwing theories and, you know, anything in this world is possible, but there's a lot of bad people in Tennessee, apparently.
I guess there really is. Did we ever get confirmation from Katie or anybody that was usual behavior for them?
What do you mean?
All that stuff they did that day?
Well, there's other pictures of Katie out at dinner with Sebastian. So I'm assuming they went to dinner a lot. Katie got to eat. She like Dolly, right?
Dinner.
That's one thing they do like to do. They like to eat.
Yeah, I mean, they go to the stores that have the eat samples. So yeah, I know they like to eat.
They foodies, okay? They're foodies.
But all of the stuff they did that day,
look at Chris. He's a little pudgy. You know what I'm saying? He looked like he liked to eat. He liked to eat. Katie,
I
you
look
know
like
she
I
liked
like
to
eat. I don't think that makes a difference.
I'm just saying that they like to eat. They go out a lot. We see them out a lot.
The bowling alley where the arcade was, and then they went somewhere else. I thought they did a bunch of stuff that day. Like it was like
the strange thing is, you know, before that they went to Costco, which is basically the same thing as BJ's.
Yeah,
like they didn't get everything in one stop.
The day before, well, those two places have them food sample. I used to like those when I was younger. My parents went to Costco all the time and BJ's
just for the samples, so they didn't have to feed you.
Well,
but like, we're gonna get off cheap tonight. We're gonna eat samples. Okay.
We still ate afterwards. It's just a little teeny tiny piece of whatever. We got to try the stuff that we never eat usually.
I mean, you can go to the mall for that. They'll hand you a little Chick-fil-A, little piece of chicken.
Yeah, that's one. But at Sam's, there's like 15 stands, and you try everything.
Oh, okay.
He's never been, so he doesn't know. But it's cool.
No,
like,
I went to Sam's Club.
You didn't go to the back where they had the samples. Or it was one of the days. Sometimes they don't do it.
Remember, we bought the carpet in the living room.
Yeah,
and it wasn't Sam's Club, but it was somebody that was connected to Sam's Club
out front, right?
Yeah, they were selling these big.
And then we went in the building to get the food. That was not the food, but the carpet. Now you got me thinking.
Yeah, you had to go in and pay for the carpet. We bought this big rug that's in my living room, and it's like it has these big red swirls and gray. It's really cool. And they were selling. So I have been to Sam's Club.
You haven't actually gone in there to go shopping like that.
I mean, I bought the carpet there.
I know,
That's
but
shopping.
you didn't see the sample people.
Yeah, I didn't see no sample people. But I ain't big on a bunch of different foods. I'm real picky when it comes to food. I like just the basics. I don't like really, what would I say, fine dining or fancy foods. I don't eat like a lot of seafoods. I don't eat sushi. I don't, I'm a steak and potatoes kind of person. Chicken, burgers, hot dogs, America. You know what I'm saying? What made America strong? Them are the foods that I eat. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this other stuff I don't mess with. But we know they like to go out to eat, and so many people suspect them. And everywhere they go, people seem to take photos of them now.
Like they're celebrities?
Well, I just think everybody suspects them, and they're like, ooh, there they are. Poop, snaps a picture,
Yeah.
So.
That can't be fun.
Yeah. But if they did, let's just say they didn't have nothing to do with it. Okay? Let's just say they're innocent.
It's possible, I guess.
Where could this boy have been disappeared to? And listen, this kid, Trinity, it looks like she was unalive purposely. There's foul play involved. And if we have people in that area that are hurting kids.
My thing is, clearly we just read the article. It says plain as day, foul play.
Yeah.
We heard an newscaster say that the Sebastian stuff was foul play before, but that now they've basically made it non-existent in their vocabulary, and when you say it, people come at you like, oh my god, why did you say that?
I mean,
they're
the police,
like it's not foul play.
I mean, the reporter may have said that it's being more investigated as foul play, but they were treating it as foul play in the very beginning anyway, because they went to a landfill. So it ain't like they wasn't investigating it as foul play. Like, in the beginning, I was wrong because I said, oh, well, they were showing favoritism because he knew somebody at the sheriff's office. They didn't suspect them. They treated it like a runaway kid. I was wrong about that. In the very beginning, they treated it like it was foul play. They immediately started searching the landfills and searching places that indicate something bad may have happened to Sebastian.
Right, which is why now that we're discussing and trying to bring awareness to the case and talking about it daily, the people that are upset over us even remotely mentioning them as being people of interest, that blows my mind, because clear as day, why else would you search a landfill, people?
Well, I think the internet is a little mixed. I think there's more people out here that believe they are suspect, but there's still people out here that defend Chris and Katie
as person of interest more than suspect.
Well, suspect, person of interest.
It's the same thing, really. But
yeah.
I don't know why. It just sounds more.
But we got to remember, they also have said, there's no signs of foul play in this.
There's no signs of not foul play, though, either. Like, where's the signs of him just running away?
If they did something bad to him, I don't think they did it to him at that house. Or there would be some type of evidence to it. Mm-hmm. Unless it didn't happen, there wasn't nothing bloody or messy, and it was just,
sleeping medication,
maybe sleeping medication or something happened. And
that's what Seth said.
My thing is this. I know Seth said that he told Nancy Grace's lie detector test people that he believed that Katie may have gave him too much medicine and he passed away. And Seth truly believed that because he passed a lie detector's test. But if that was the case, wouldn't they report it? If something's an accident, why wouldn't it be reported? Why would you cover it up? And that goes into the whole, we're going to, get into Don and Candace Wells in a few minutes. But why would Katie cover it up? Somebody that has a good, now you look at Don and Candace compared to Chris and Katie, they're polar opposites. They're a little wealthy and Don and Candace is broke as shit. But they still similar circumstances. Who, Don and Candace?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think they broke.
I think
they got the heel, and that's it.
Quite okay, like Don gets.
Yeah, but he don't work solid, and his lifestyle and drinking. I don't think they keep money. I don't think they manage money good. It's one thing to be
currently together right now.
It's like you can have money, but if you don't know how to manage your money,
right, that's true.
You're going to be broke.
Yeah.
So I think their problem is managing money or spending money on things that ain't important, alcohol, drugs. But here lately, Candace has been sober. Like that is it.
No comment.
It kind of blows my mind a little bit, or at least when she's come up onto the internet, she's been a lot more sober than what I've been used to seeing, speaking clearer and everything. And I'm just like, okay, go ahead, Candace. You know, Don's aged 100 years, but Candace seems to be doing okay.
Like I said, I don't think they're together currently.
What makes you think that?
My sources.
Your sources say they're not currently together. What are your sources saying? Well,
That
fill me in. What the hell?
Don is doing his extracurricular activities and they're having marital problems, and that she's staying with her girlfriend.
And she's staying with her girlfriend?
Mm-hmm.
So she's not on the hill. They having marital problems. She's staying with the same girlfriend?
No.
Different girlfriend?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't want to go too much into the Don and Candace thing. I'm just saying they're the opposites of them. They're broke, but they have a lot of similar things in the disappearance. You know, there's a lot of stuff coming out about Candace, okay? Candace and this whole what happened to Summer Wells. Candace has said some things that make her sound like they did do something to Summer Wells.
Yeah.
I mean, in the text messages, I mean, and then she'll say that she meant something else. That ain't what she meant.
Yeah, that's
but
how that works.
That ain't how it works. You can't go saying shit cryptic like you have something to do. You can't never tell and things like that. And you have a missing child.
Yeah.
You know, and then you have PR people.
And then she's pretending to be calling that was Don's sister, one of his sisters. She called to pretend that she said something like Predator Hunter Nation people came in here and raided the house and took Donnie and he's been kidnapped and she was just so like she's an actress. She's an actress, in my opinion.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
She would have to be the best one.
You believed her when
around.
she freaking texted you about the suicidal shit? She's been like that. She's been
we don't say
pretending
unalive stuff. We don't say that word.
Sorry.
Yeah, I believed her. I absolutely believed her. Yeah, but how do you know that she wasn't having those thoughts at the time she sent that? You know, she's definitely drinking. I haven't known her to try to hurt herself in the past. Have we heard anything about her trying to hurt herself in the past? I just thought it was odd, out in the middle of nowhere, a lady that hasn't never contacted me sends me a message saying she can't do this anymore, and that shit was from her.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. They say
that was when Don was in jail, right?
Yeah, it was when Don was in jail, and they swear her phone got hacked and blah blah blah. But later we come to find out it did, and it was her. And I don't know if she was playing or she's like trolling, and you never know.
That's what her friend said.
That's what her friend said, but that that didn't come from her. We don't know what state of mind she was in when she was sending those messages. And why send a message to somebody you ain't never spoke to? I could get her sending messages to Ernie.
In my opinion, their whole purpose or their existence of being present on the internet is to make a commotion or stir the direction of their narrative and what they want it to be. And so it's literally just, she's a corny. You said it. She's a corny.
Okay, even if she is
clown show.
I mean, what's the odds of somebody have snatched all three of these kids?
It's not possible.
Right?
Especially
Trinity, we know somebody
hill.
snatched her and unalived her, but I'm talking Sebastian. How do we know somebody didn't snatch him? How do we know somebody didn't snatch Summer? I mean, just because you're a dysfunctional family and you don't taking best care of the kid, don't also mean that you would unalive the kid.
Yeah, but if you're neglectful in taking care of your kid, it also don't mean that you didn't possibly look the other direction while the kid fell down that hill, or the kid got hurt in the water they were in, or the kid was utilized as a sex object. But
I mean, Don has said crazy things. Crazy things.
I didn't realize how much he said until.
Do you want to pull up some of the stuff that he's been saying?
Yes, because those are his words.
Okay, do we start with this one?
Yes.
Okay. Over here. And what is this? Whistle while you
lurk.
Whistle while you work is lurk is where this video is from. All right, let's get into it. Let me make sure everybody can see it.
It's just basically a bunch of clips put together from the last couple of nights. The streets have been on fire. We've been missing it.
Well, I try to stay out at Summer Wells, the drama part of it, because I haven't done any drama stuff this year on YouTube whatsoever. So I try to stay away from a lot of these channels that fight with each other.
Yeah,
they go back and forth for content because
that was my idea.
They don't have nothing to talk about, so they try to look for reasons to fight with you.
A little bit
or
different.
I've already see people out there putting my name in their titles.
Well, that's because your name brings the money.
Yeah, because I bring views, so they're already putting my name in their titles and stuff like that. So that's why I try to stay away from a lot of these channels that go back and forth with each other, because all they want to do is fight with you, so they can get a view or so you guys will go watch them. And there's a lot of channels out here doing that, and we chose not to do that. Early on, I got sucked into these little battles with YouTube creators, but I'm way grown up past that. So I know when people are trying to bait me into a fight so they can get more people to watch them. Listen, get out there, get you some content, find you something to talk about. And, I don't want to listen to people bitch all day. A lot of that is what it is. I like that when I come to YouTube, I try to take my mind off of things. If I wanted to hear a bunch of bitching mad women, okay, I like my happy women that are in the chat room that like true crime and mystery, and stuff like that. I don't want to hear a bunch of complaining and bitching and moaning for 3 straight hours about how everybody's bad and you're a saint, right? That shit is so old and played out. It just is what it is. So I don't do a lot of that anymore. So I'm kind of happy I missed some of it.
Samantha said, thanks, Dolly, for getting rid of TikTok.
All right, let's do this.
No, I didn't ask for your damn pizza.
So what would make us get you a pizza and take it all the way to being a road? No, just tell me, because I've got the receipts. I've got the receipts.
I want you fucking pizza at my house.
Ernie, what's the pizza? It's a horrible thing.
No, because I'm going to prove you the lie first off. And then
okay, so they got this sped up, but you do remember when he took the pizza up to the house,
I know
right?
that whole story because her friend was there.
Yeah.
Through all of that.
And
I got that real
And he gave
almost.
Candace a cell phone.
Right.
And Candace believed he was tracking her on the cell phone.
Right. But this pizza story, she's trying to now say this was from the Cow Channel 2 nights ago or last night. And this was Candace talking to Ernie. She's now saying that she never asked for pizza and he just brought pizza just for the hell of it.
Well, she didn't have no money and she was hungry.
She told him she was hungry, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
I know.
All of a sudden now you're going to start talking shit about me, right?
No, I'm not going to start talking shit about you. I'm going to tell the truth.
You already have been. It's all over the place.
No, I know I've been telling the truth all over the place. Exactly.
No, you've been lying all over the place.
Right. Okay. So the pizza, right? We're going to start with it first.
All right, for people that are watching, we are listening to Ernie Shell talk to Candace Bly or Candace Wells, the mother of Little Summer Moon Wells.
Right.
Okay.
From 2 nights ago.
From 2 nights ago, they've shared some text messages. They've said some pretty cryptic stuff, and it almost sounds like Candace knows some stuff that, some newer things are coming out in this.
That's what Daisy just hit me with was a pizza. What's your favorite pizza, Candace?
What kind
of pizza did you? Yeah, why'd you have us pick you up?
If you know what's my favorite.
What did you have us pick you up? You see, it was paid for by credit card. It was paid for. Whoa. You know it was paid for by credit card, right?
It was paid for by a credit card. Now I know this. There's a lot of women mad at Ernie Shell about the way he was talking to these women on panel the other night. Now I don't know exactly what Ernie said, but I know it made a lot of women mad the way he's supposed to help kids and women, and he was speaking real hateful to I believe the cow lady, one of those ladies.
He wasn't talking bad to them.
He
wasn't. You're listening to it. He's asking her a question.
No, I mean this is from a different one that I seen.
Okay.
We did that for a reason, for documentation, and have all the receipts. Now listen, wait a minute. So you went on the phone with me, and I guess Dee Dee was there with you there, right?
She's always with me.
So she was there with you when you passed out when we bought you the pizza, right?
She's always with me.
She's always with you. No, Daisy, hush your mouth. You already went on your knees long enough last night. You don't need to do it right now. That's why you deleted the live. You're a liar. You're a liar. I don't want to argue. I'm not going to argue. I'm here to talk to Candace. See your way out of it, Daisy. Now let's go, Candace.
See, it's that type of stuff. I think people are mad at him about how he's talking to people.
He was talking to Candace, and she always tries to come in and be Candace's barking bulldog. And he was just having a conversation with Candace. And the night before was the night where they were on Daisy's channel, and she was cutting him off and being nasty to him then. So he's just reacting based on how she was talking to him the night before.
Okay. I can't understand him at all. Sound is too fast.
That's how the channel has to. Or you might have to slow it down. Like you can, when you speed it up, you can slow it down.
Okay, well, let me slow it down then. Let's go with speed. Playback speed normal. I just go the other direction, right?
Yep.
Right here, 7.5 or.
I think that would be too slow.
Let's try it.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that's way too slow. That's how Candace usually sounds right there. Drunk as hell. All right, let's go up the. Let's slow it down a little bit. Let's see what we get here.
Let's go. Let's go. Tell me. Talk to me.
That's better.
I'm not going to. You tell her.
You ain't gonna do nothing because you're gonna hide the truth like you did last night. That's what you're gonna do.
No,
That's the way you
I
always do.
let me
Now,
talk.
Candace, let's talk about
I
this pizza. Let's talk about this juicy pizza that you never received, but the animals received it. But let's talk about it. So you didn't ask me to bring you a pizza, right?
This is for DD only, y'all.
Okay,
Oh, this
so
is
if I
food.
asked you to bring me a pizza, what kind of pizza would it have brought?
I asked if you did. Well, hold on a minute. I can ask Xander because he's the one that paid for it. I can ask Xander if we have to go through all this because there was 2 or 3 of us there when you was on the phone with me saying, "Oh yeah, you can come up." Because what was we talking about?
What about the horrible other stuff you're telling? The pizza.
What was we talking about? No, one lie first and get finished. What
That was pretty cool.
was it? What was it?
I said, I like how you blamed it on everybody else. You totally changed the subject again.
No, they was with me. They was with me. But go ahead. What was you saying? What was you saying? I said I just texted Xander and see if he remembered if he could pull that receipt up from my credit card. When was that? Like 2 years ago? Hold on.
Clear
You
it up.
can't even remember. That's pretty fucked
I
up.
don't even have receipts.
So he's trying to pull up a credit card receipt from 2 years ago.
He's trying to prove.
Crazy.
He's trying to
Pretty
prove
nuts.
his statement that he got pizza because she said she was hungry, which we all know.
We know that.
We know that. Well, Candace is denying that. And
That
so
she got the
that's,
pizza?
she's denying that she ever wanted the pizza.
Oh, she definitely wanted a pizza. She didn't directly say she wanted a pizza.
She
was
said
just,
she was hungry.
she was dry begging.
Right, and he
And
was
he
like,
felt,
"We'll get you a pizza."
we'll get
and
you a
she told
pizza.
him what her favorite was. She's now upset he doesn't remember what her favorite pizza is, but she
Yeah.
didn't ask for the pizza.
Yeah, that definitely happened. Okay, he definitely took her pizza. I remember when he took
she
the
didn't
pizza.
eat the pizza. She already passed out by then.
Yeah, she was probably passed out by then. Yeah. So right now they're arguing about a pizza, but the real thing is this: is he's saying that Don busted Summer in the head with a hammer.
We didn't get there yet.
I
There's
know,
a
but
bunch of different clips in this, and then the other one after it. We'll get to that.
Okay, all right. I mean, so we're not, this ain't all about the pizza. This is about Summer Wells, but right now it's about the pizza.
We're just trying to prove who's telling the truth and who's not. Honestly, it's all about just both their stories have changed, and both of them have lied in the past.
Yeah, I think they mix it with lies and truth. And anytime anybody does that, mix a little bit of lies and a little bit of truth, it makes it really damn hard to figure out what is a lie and what is the truth.
I just don't believe you.
Any part of it, right? I guess.
Except for the stuff we were there for. I mean, we witnessed that whole interaction about the pizza.
Yeah, so I remember that. We were heavily into the Summer Wells case, and yeah, he definitely took her pizza.
I can't remember nothing. To tell you the truth.
We want to get to the big lie where you're saying Candace said
No, the big lie is you.
There it is.
The big lie is you. That's why you deleted your live last night. I destroyed each and every one of you on panel. Candace was too scared to come up. She had to have people tell her to talk to her a while ago for her to come up. No, wait. Candace. I'm going to ask you. Let me ask the question. You want me to ask the question? You want to do it? I can drop down. I don't need this. I don't need an accessory to murder right here behind me, under me, and knowing everything that happened to her own daughter and didn't give a shit about her daughter. She never lifted one finger to look for her daughter.
You manipulated. You've lied. You tricked her.
Yeah.
You act like you
If
were.
that's what you really want,
People need to go to your church.
You're not going to talk over me.
Quit muting me. No, you know what? You have it that way. You have it that way, Daisy. You're nothing. You're nothing in the community. You never will be anything. You're a liar. You're a liar.
See, that's a little mean
I don't agree.
to say she's nothing in the community, and
I don't think she's anything in the community.
I mean, she's a damn person in the true crime
She's a
community.
human. I just don't watch her channel.
Oh.
Our only thing you got going for you is you ring a bell. You ring a bell every time you get a cash out, and you go. Have you practiced on your moves lately, Stacey? Have you been practicing on your moves?
What about
Now, Candace, let's get back to us. Let's get back to the real stuff. Let's get reality in it. Let's get reality. Tell me about it. What was the 2 days? You said I'm going to tell you in 2 days what happened. What was all that?
Now that
happened too.
That is my biggest concern. This is where my problem. It ain't all the storytelling. It's that because they, the 2 days I'm going to tell she was with him. He was making videos about Candace was going to come clean.
Progress with her.
I think Ernie is the closest, the closest, honestly.
But see, when he starts asking questions like that, Daisy starts chiming in and talking over top of him. That's why I don't really think that it's being mean, because she's interjecting and trying to be the bulldog.
Yeah, but they're on a panel, and he won't let other people talk.
They're not letting him finish his.
Because he's not. He's just going on and on and on and trying to grill people and not trying to hold a conversation with a group of people.
Right.
If you got a group of people talking, you got to let,
you're right.
You got to let people talk.
Yeah.
Right. If you're sitting there and is it the Ernie and Candace show? And when they're on her panel?
Well, no, I don't know if that one was on her panel, but
it's like coming on my panel and not letting me talk.
No, I get that.
You're right. Damn show.
You're right. But what happened when it was on Daisy's panel, what happened was she said, I'm going to let Ernie up. I'll let him talk. I won't mute him. And then he wants to ask Candace some questions. And then he comes up. He's asking Candace questions. Daisy chimes in.
It's like,
that's true.
You know, so you got to respect the host.
Right.
So he's come in not respecting the show whatsoever.
Yeah, I get that.
And she gave him the opportunity to come up there to ask the questions, and he's not being respectful to her.
Yeah, I get that.
You know, that's how I look at it.
What in 2 days, dude? Ain't nothing going on in 2 days.
So you didn't make a video and tell me when you was crying and begging and all that? I'll tell you in 2 days. Me and you are going to go live in 2 days. Go ahead.
Just because I cry for summer doesn't mean I cry for other bullshit in this life.
That just goes to show you're a liar right there. 2 days, you said. I'll tell you in 2 days. What was that meaning? What do you mean by that?
She was fucking with you. What she was doing? Because she was.
Now, yeah, I see what you're saying with her speaking for. That's kind of like what Chris does for Katie.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 2-day thing.
She's not going to get around that question, and she's definitely not going to answer it.
Yeah, she said she has said some things that are damaging to herself. That is for certain. Okay. But we also know she be lying about things for attention.
Yeah. Too. Well, in a couple of these clips, it's like she's talking to Benny Keys in one, and she's talking to Ernie, and she says polar opposites in both conversations about the same thing. So you can tell she's an actress. She changes up to be who it is she's talking to.
I guess when we talked to her, she came off as a loving, caring parent, you know, and I tell you that opening honestly, right? She came off like she loved the shit out of her kid and she missed her kid. And like, I seen so much from the Candace I seen ain't the Candace they see on the internet. And I've never understood that. You know, was that a show?
It was a show
that she was putting on.
It was a show.
Because I noticed when I left there, I was like, you know, Candace and Don ain't what the internet makes them out to be.
Well, that's because they showed us that they were human beings, and they showed us, you know, they had been working on the house a little bit, and then they showed us the stuff that they had that was Summers in the bins. They showed us the pictures, the albums that they didn't show the people on the internet, and you know, we got to see a little bit of who they were as people.
Yeah, that's what you don't really get to see. You don't get to see them as people.
Wow,
and I see why so many people like Candace. She's likable. If she hadn't did what she did to her child, or I didn't think that, I can see me being friends with Candace. I wouldn't hate her. I don't hate her now.
I don't hate her now.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I see where her people that we've met, they love Candace that are friends with Candace. They also believe she may have something to do with it.
Yeah.
But as a person, they really enjoy the company of Candace. So she has some friends out there, some ride or die friends that love her to death no matter what. If she did it or she didn't do it, they still love her.
Her one friend said she would write her in prison.
Yeah, she'd write her in prison. That's a friend right there, though. I got friends in prison right now I ain't wrote in years. You know, a real friend would write you. So, I mean, if you do something horrible, I guess it depends what you did, too. Do you just, certain things you got to disown people for. But, if it was an accident and she covered it up, I could see her friends still, and I think a lot of her friends think that too, that something bad happened and she just covered it up. Because even me, I didn't get the killer vibe from Candace or Don. I didn't, but my meter could be broke. Let's get back into it.
You was live streaming.
You see people, it's Miss Daisy, the cow up here, answering questions. It's some, or not that Candace should be answering. Candace should be answering.
Go ahead.
But Miss Daisy's going to protect her, just like White Boy protected Dawn yesterday.
Go ahead.
That's what's going to happen.
Do your
She
thing.
may even have Jimbo in the back come up. A man who married a 12-year-old, right?
Candace has got a mind of her own. I'm gonna let Candace take you.
Then you need to. Then you need to.
And fragments and
blood spatter, brain splatter.
Yeah, there's no way you all can clean that up good enough to get away with that. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Yeah, and things had just started to die down a little bit, and they was just starting to go.
Dolly did something with her daughter. I'll be the first one to mess you up if you say I did something to my daughter.
Candace, no one. The only person that is saying that is Brooks and Ernie.
Yeah,
And
fucking stern dog.
See, that's what
Stern
happens.
dog.
Stern dog.
Say what now?
That's what happens when you have an individual that's anywhere on any panels that's got such a hate-based opposition set of people. They're up there now encouraging Candace, like, oh, nobody's saying that, just Ernie and Brooks, and how dare they? We don't believe that. You know damn well that lady doesn't think that Candace is completely innocent of all doings.
The lady
but yeah,
that's
she's up
talking
there,
now?
right? She's up there
Are
trying
you
to.
talking about the cow lady, or are you talking
No.
about her Candace's friend?
No, the lady that's talking.
Oh, okay.
That I'm not mentioning on purpose.
Oh, okay.
So everything was chill, right? Because everyone was hyper focused on Sebastian.
Yep.
Even the way making crap up.
Now, I didn't. I don't know anything about the Sebastian Rogers case either, but did I hear last night that that Brooks lady was into him or something?
I don't know.
No.
Okay, what is with the Brooks? How did Brooks get brought into the Summer
Because
Wells
Brooks did an interview where she got all things according to Ernie Shell, and they played clips of Ernie and Candace talking, and then
Brooks did. And
so now she's public enemy number one with everybody that hits Ernie. That's just how it goes. That's Jimbo and Nicolina.
oh, so it's the Hate Ernie mob,
And
they're going after
Brooks
now.
for letting Ernie up to talk.
Oh Lord, he does have a mob of people that.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what I mean about the Summer Wells. When you start talking about this stuff, all the crazy.
I know, but the fact that these people are speaking is important, and we got to actually listen to Candace, Dawn, their actual words and the stuff that they actually have said. It's important.
I agree. It's important. If they did something, it needs to come out for sure. But as you got to weed through a shit ton of crazy to get the little tiny bits of information.
Maybe we should play the second clip. I think this one finishes out with them, and I don't think that's anything really.
Okay, so you want to play the next one? Okay, let's jump into the next one then. Same person?
Yeah. The last one is a different one.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what, I've talked to Don. Dee Dee's been around Don, and never have we ever heard Don say anything out of the way that would lead people to think that he was a pervert. And I've been around a lot of perverts.
Oh, no, he's a
and I can
pervert.
pick one out of nowhere. But Don Wells is not one of them. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, no, you're
Hey,
wrong.
Pippa, he is not. He's been portrayed to be, but he is not.
Oh, let me pause this because I got to tap in on this one. Let me pull the screen back up too so they can see our faces. She just said this man is not a pervert. Is that Daisy? Oh, Daisy, you are so wrong.
She can't say he's a pervert. She's
because she's
up their
buddies.
butts.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Daisy, I don't know about that. Okay. I didn't like, it's your panel. You should be able to talk, but when you talk, at least say some shit that makes sense. Right? That's all I'm saying. I don't know. Like you just said that man ain't no perv. Okay. Then what about him breaking in houses, stealing panties? If that ain't pervy,
can't pretend that never happened.
listen, that's borderline serial killer.
That is.
You know what I'm saying? We're talking about killers in
that's
Tennessee
concerning.
tonight. That is absolutely concerning. If you're going to break in a home while somebody's in there asleep but steal their underwear,
that's weirdo.
You are some BTK type ass person.
That's
listen, and I agree that Don don't come off like that. When I met Don, I didn't get that vibe at all. But listen, when you hear the police reports and shit, the police ain't lying. You know what I'm saying? So you got some damn women's underwear in your pocket. Use a perv. I can't think of
he
one.
didn't even pretend like that's not what he had.
I can't think of one time in my life I walked around with a pair of women's underwear in my pocket.
That would be weird.
It would be strange and a whole lot of change. So, But like I said, all these people say crazy shit. Every last one of them say crazy stuff. And like I said, but some of them may hold some information because Candace and Don do associate with these people. But it's like, man, you got to go through the jungle of crazy to get to anything. It's straight madness.
It can, if Summer would have died on that property in any way, you all, in any way, if Summer would have passed away, the cadaver dogs would have picked up 18 seconds.
Okay, let me say something about these cadaver dogs. They walk right past Brian Laundrie 100 times. Okay? Cadaver dogs, search dogs, every damn dog you can think of. Spread love. Super sticker. Thank you so much. Get on the Dolly train. That's first class. We ain't got a lot of people on the train tonight. Y'all better get up here. How many likes we got on this video? I bet y'all ain't even hit the damn 748. What? You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. We bringing you greatness tonight. Okay. On a Friday, we could be out clubbing. I'm injured though. I'm all injured up right now. My arm is in like immense pain. But we're here with you. We're here with you. We made it.
You're gonna have to teach them how to Dougie.
So you're gonna have to teach me how to Dougie, or I gotta teach them how to Dougie.
You're gonna teach them how to Dougie.
I'm gonna bring them back old school to the Cabbage Patch. All right, we're gonna start in the beginning with like break dance, and then we're gonna work our way up to like, ready to rock. Don't make me. My arm is hurt. Right, it's braced up right now, but don't get me going. Don't get me going. PJ won't go to the club with me, so we can get down. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'll be dancing by myself when ain't nobody around. All right. That's how I roll.
You dance when I'm here.
Oh, I dance with PJ, right? I got that type of life. I'm just happy. Okay. Veronica, she's jumping on the train. The train's starting to move now.
I think you missed a couple. I gotta go look. I think that we had gifted memberships.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry if I missed anything, guys. Sometimes I'll be getting into it. This YouTube stuff. I'll be like, yeah, let's do it. I'm ready, right?
Yeah.
So, okay.
What?
18 seconds. Look it up. After a person dies, their scent picks up. They have a specific scent. You know why? Because Candace, exactly. There's been cadaver dogs all on that property, you all. So, in that car, on that property, everywhere. If Summer would have passed away 18 seconds after she would have passed away, those cadaver dogs would have picked up the scent.
And in Candace's text messages, she says that child's not on the hill.
I think that child is on the hill.
Right. I've seen that posted today. People are posting Ernie and her messages. And she said, I can tell you this, the baby's not on the hill.
And you know what that means to me? The baby's on that hill. Do you know how hard it was to convince her to let us come up there? And then that was after we went. We went and met them. And then afterwards, we were going to go back up there. I was talking to a friend. We were going to go back up there and do some searching. And I said, well, what about the property? Don't they have like 11 acres? And she was like, oh, well, I'll have to ask Donnie about that. So then I was like, well, we can, you guys can walk with us. It's just, I think it's important to search the property that you guys own. And she was being, told. I didn't talk directly to Candace. I was talking to her friend. And so she was asking Candace, and Candace made every excuse possible to not ask Dawn. And then finally the next day when I told her, hey, look, we're trying to plan a trip for the weekend. What did Dawn say? Is there any word? And she said, Dawn said no. They did a lot of different circles. They ran circles around my
house. I mean, well, the kid ain't out in the open on the hill.
Well, of course not.
So, I mean, even if you went on the property, if they buried the kid, how are you going to find her? Unless you got underground radar.
And certain spots that I would look in based on what I know.
If it's a deep, well, how are you going to see in it?
You're not, but you could definitely tell if there's disturbed areas. And if it was
from 3 years ago?
Well, not necessarily 3 years ago. You're right. I mean, I don't know.
Dispose of something 3 years ago.
But this wasn't, when I had this conversation, it wasn't 3 years ago. It was a year afterwards. It was right in the beginning.
But still, even after a year.
I know.
Your bodies break down. And especially a small body. Look how fast, in 2 weeks, Brian, I want to use him again.
That's
Brian
because he was allegedly eaten by something.
No, he deteriorated. Bugs, the heat, you go fast.
Really?
Maggots
I
eat you,
thought that he was
yes.
There was gators or something in that water. So why did they only find a mandible?
No, they found more of them than a mandible. That's what I'm saying. He was down to he was bone.
But I thought they only found like a couple pieces.
No, they found him.
Oh, then I'm wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, they found him. He was just bone.
And look, there's the definition of something. Cadaver dogs can detect the scent of human decay within minutes of death or even years later. The scent is produced by chemicals called cadaverine and putrescine, which are released during decomposition. Dogs can be trained to sniff out the chemicals.
The only thing dogs can find is drugs.
If the remains are buried, covered. Does that make the dog?
They hooked on drugs. Them damn dogs are hooked on drugs. If you had some weed, they'd find it, right? You had some drugs, they'll find it. Missing person, they ain't finding them, right? What dog has found a missing person? Matter of fact, like I said, in the Brian Laundrie case, they had hundreds of dogs out there, and the dogs walked right past his ass. And you think a dog would go for the bone, right?
Yeah.
Oh, dog's looking for a bone.
There was something weird about that.
But they didn't find them.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, it's funny that his parents came out there and 5
maybe it
minutes
has
later,
something to do with the
area
smell
they
of the
found
swamps.
I don't know.
It all smells like death.
Something's
maybe
off
that's
there.
why the dogs couldn't detect him in that park like that, because you got swampy stank land. You ever been near some swampy land? It smells like ass. Like a
yeah, that's what Gwen Cooper said. Yeah, I remember he was in Florida heat and close to a swamp.
yeah, and maybe but still they have that place that you can go to where
Yeah, and Jessica said I thought they only found his jawbone, but I could be wrong. That's what
I think
thought.
it was in Tennessee where they go to, they dump bodies. And they dump bodies there, so they study it to see how
cadaver site.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. They just I think it's part of a college, and all these people are studying, how long does it take for your body to break down? So they're putting bodies out there in different conditions, wrapped in plastic, wrapped in rugs.
Super sticker.
Super sticker Kim.
Thank you.
Right? And I like to go to that, to see how.
I thought they were working on making one of those here in Virginia.
I mean, it would give you a good concept of how long it takes everything to break down. I mean, it'd be gross as hell, but I think it has its educational
purposes. It's called
purposes.
Body Farm.
Body Farm. That is it. Thank you so much. Whoever said that.
Jessica.
Jessica, the Body Farm. Yeah, because they were you did it at Crime Con or something. They had parts, but it was sold out. And I was thinking, man, I would like to see something like that. Because in different situations, bodies, if you wrap it in plastic compared to if you left a body out in the open, how fast these things break down. And it seemed like Brian Laundrie broke down in a matter of days.
I don't know. It's weird that his parents got there and 5 minutes later they pointed to a certain area and they were like, yep, he's right there. And then they found him. But then dogs, like you said, were all there. They were searching all there.
And he wasn't buried or anything. He was on top of the ground and they couldn't find him.
That was weird.
And right where he was at was hard. It wasn't like it was water, but it had been flooded.
KW10 wants to know what happened to your arm.
I don't know. I believe I lifted something, tore something.
Sore.
It is hurt. I am like a wounded animal. Okay. Don't mess with me. Yeah. My arm has been in pain for so bad for a while. Right. I thought it was tennis elbow, and then I keep doing stuff with it, knowing it's hurt, but I moved something and I think, I don't know. I'm trying not to think about the pain. Okay. I'm trying not to think about the pain.
Virginia, someone said. And there's a mass casualty event in Virginia going on right now, Virginia Beach.
Mass casualty event? Well, Virginia, we were at the beach the other night and it was crazy. What's going on?
I was listening to the scanner that night. Well, it was somebody in chat, but there's an actual channel and with a feed, with an alert for an MCI event.
Mass casualty. What could be going on at the beach that there's mass casualties?
It could be anything. That just basically means 172 current listeners.
It's Friday night.
That just could mean that there's a set amount of people that have to be involved in order for them to call an MCI. I don't remember. But it could be anything. It could be a riot. It could be anything.
Well, hit play for a second. Let's hear if they say what it is. Is it say Virginia Beach? Well, there's probably a shooting at the beach.
There better not be.
It was crazy when we were down there.
I know. I seen it right in front of me. It takes it a minute to start up.
So let's get back to this while you figure that out.
Cadaver dogs never picked up a scent, y'all. Candace still has all kinds of stuff. Candace has everything. Where are you getting the information from? Exactly. Candace showed us up here, y'all. Candace showed us all of Summer's clothes and toys. She's even got a little book with Summer's birth certificate and her pictures.
Oh wow, she
and
showed
everything.
them that too.
Huh?
She showed. That's what she does when you actually get to meet her. She shows you the stuff so you can.
Well, I
it
mean,
feels icky.
would she save her stuff if she did something horrible to her? If she hated her and did something horrible, would she save her stuff? Think about that. She does save the kid's stuff. There's a reason she's holding on to that stuff.
Because she feels guilty.
Because she feels guilty. Wouldn't you think if you felt guilty, you'd try to not think about her?
No, because you can't not think about her because you're every day going to wake up now for the rest of your life trying to make sure nobody finds out. That's why they're still on the internet. That's why they still have people running their storylines.
Yeah, I get, they did, I think they're directly involved in a lot of misinformation that went out.
I think she's actually streaming Brooke, if I'm not mistaken.
Sorry.
Is it saying what the mass casualty was?
No, I was waiting for it, and then I went back to look at the chat.
Well, I guess we'll figure it out after the show.
I don't know. I think they're streaming Brooke, so I don't care if she uses my stuff to stream Brooke, like to go after Brooke. I just don't want her going after Candace and Dawn.
Her name
But the thing of the matter is that leave Dawn and Candace.
What?
It's funny that nobody can say that lady's name. Her name is Brooks.
Brooks?
Mm-hmm. That's actually her name. Her name is Brooks, not Brooke. Brooks.
That's what I say is Brooks.
I know. She was calling her Brooke, and she was telling whoever she was talking to that it's okay to restream her while she's live.
Okay.
But God forbid if you do that to her. Don't do that to her.
Miss alone. Yes, I don't hate Ernie. I don't have anything against Ernie. I don't even wish anything bad on Ernie, but Ernie knows he's lying. He knows that he is lying. Y'all, this live stream that she did on me was 6 days ago. She has to use my content because she has no content. I didn't say nothing. I let it slide. I was like, I'm not going to get in the middle of it. I'm not going to fight with her. Just let her go.
Is that what you're saying?
Going with Ernie is another day. And hang on.
Yeah.
And she played my stuff, and all she did was sit and put me down and talk about Candace and Dawn because Candace voiced her opinion about she's burning that pumpkin again. Look here, y'all. Looky here. What she's doing. She can't get content of her own. See, this is her live stream. She's playing my ish on it, and she's bashing me. Even you, Miss Daisy, said that Ernie came with closest to solving Summer.
So what's she saying? That's Daisy saying that Brooks was bashing her.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just trying to follow along with all the drama.
Yeah, I don't really. I thought there was more of the back and forth with Ernie. We can go to the next one because I don't think any of this is relevant.
I'll just hold 17 minutes.
I thought there was more in it. I mean, if you could fast forward a little bit through the parts where she's like talking about this other channel, I don't really think that's important at all. But the parts where you actually hear Candace speaking herself, I think that's what's relevant.
Okay. And well, I don't know how to jump through all. I mean, we would have to sit here and jump through it.
Yeah, then just go to the next one. I mean, I think we get the point for the most part.
Okay. All right. Let me go to the next one.
The last one is
this one?
Yes, and it's at that 28 mark,
okay.
28 minutes, and I think something I wrote it.
You said 28 minutes?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's
28 minutes and 38 seconds.
All right, hold on.
No, I get why you're angry. Like, I totally get it, and I would be messed up every night.
All right, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go here.
That anyone could have done something so evil to this little girl. Absolutely not. We love Summer, and we can't comprehend something like that. And it's something that I just wasn't willing to accept at the beginning. Because we loved her so much, and we didn't want that to happen to her. But I'm going to tell you, we have had to face a lot of hard truths, right? We had to.
Now, who is this? This Prayer Garden?
Prayer Garden of America.
Okay, so this video we're watching.
And the reason that I timestamped this is because my issue with what Ernie was saying on Brooks's channel, where I did a video, was I did not recall anything having to do with the hammer. This is about the hammer comment. And that's
the most concerning thing
of
in
course.
all of it anyways.
Well, this is where somebody in her chat asks her, can you go over the video where Dawn says something about a hammer? And she says, oh yeah, I have that clip right here. And so then she starts playing a clip. Again, it's clipped of a bunch of different clips, so it's not right the first clip that she plays, but it's all, again, Candace and Dawn speaking themselves. But at one point, she gets to it, and it's like Dawn.
Yeah, but the bad thing about clips is when you take
take them out of context.
You can take them out of context.
Yes and no. If you're clipping it at a certain part, but if you get the whole context of their whole, like if you clip a paragraph worth, you're not getting it out of context. I get what you mean, though. You're right.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of times where
I've seen people clip shit I say, take it so far out of context.
Yeah.
And if you would see the whole video, you would understand what I was saying.
It's also perception. So you're right. You can take a paragraph that you've said and take it way somewhere else, and you're not meaning it that way at all.
Yeah, that's that's the bad thing about clip channels, that they take shit and make it out of context. You could be talking about something totally different, but if you only hear a few words of what you're saying, they can make it mean anything they want.
You're right.
So that is the downfall to that.
To face a lot of hard things that are true, and that was one of them. And you know, as much as we didn't want to face it, well, the evidence stacks up that definitely this had to have happened.
Pause.
PG.
This says 12 people shot and killed in Virginia Beach.
12 people?
What?
Pulled up on the news. I told you the beach was popping off yesterday. There's so many thousands. Listen, it took us hours to get home?
It was hours.
And we live 10 minutes from the beach?
Yeah.
Right? That's how many people were down at the beach. Hold on. Shore Drive, 12 people?
No. This is just the EMS channel, but this is where the mass casualty was recorded.
12 people. Something bad has happened. Something really bad. And it happened last year too, right?
Uh-huh.
And that's when Pharrell's cousin got shot and killed. He got shot and killed by the police, unarmed.
Atlantic Avenue.
It gets bad, guys. It gets bad. Especially during like college week. Anytime there's a big holiday, people flock because this is a huge tourist spot. And there's so many thousands of people. I don't even think you can imagine. It took so long to get
last night was crazy.
It was
I saw
nuts.
Like just the butt end of it. But I mean, it was nuts just trying to drive just to one street over.
Yeah.
And then that stage on 17th, they bum rushed the stage, and all of a sudden you saw all the mall cop like on that scooter things, cops come rolling up, and then cop horses came up. They came in deep. It was like 50 cops come running up.
I was there for
that stage.
Greek Fest back in the day when I lived, because I used to live at the oceanfront. And I seen the riots. I remember when the rappers were out there performing in the street. The police were beating people in the heads with sticks. I mean, it was insane. It made like world news. So then they turned Greek Fest into Labor Fest, and because I remember the shirts that said Greek Fest by choice, Labor Fest by force, right? And Public Enemy was out there. They had to, it was insane. I don't know if you guys remember the riots in Virginia Beach, but a full-blown riot broke out. They were looting, just going absolutely crazy for no reason. It ain't like somebody got hurt. They wasn't protesting nothing. They just started a riot, right? Like the craziest shit. I couldn't believe some of the things I actually physically seen. Right? I don't know if you guys have ever been in a riot, but I mean a full-blown real riot, like real, like legitimate, like this shit is, they burning stuff, they breaking into, I mean, it's going, the whole shit is going, the cops were on horses with these long-ass sticks, and they were just beating people in the head. It was insane.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah, it was insane. You can go back, look it up. I'm sure if you put it in YouTube or something, put in Greek Fest, Virginia Beach. Oh my Lord. I mean, I don't know if YouTube was around then, but I'm sure there's video clips that people have uploaded to share, you know, the story of the riots that broke loose out here. And they had so many celebrities involved in it, right? You know, like rappers at the time, they were performing in the streets, and it was nuts. And it gets like that anytime they have these huge college parties, people get out there fighting. Next thing you know, people can't fight these days, so they pull out a gun and they start shooting. And when you shoot and there's hundreds of thousands of people around the beaches loaded shoulder to shoulder with people out here.
Yeah, I hate it.
It's
too many
it's
people.
like shooting fish in a barrel. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might not even mean to hit these people, but there's people for miles. So if you shoot, that bullet's going to hit something, and it's going to be a person because there's so many people out there. And we had an actress just out here, a reality star, got shot on the strip. You know, I remember one night when I was out there was 5 stabbings in one night. 5 stabbings.
I mean, I was an EMT in the
Yeah, so you worked on the block.
the strip when,
on the strip.
They had the Pharrell's cousin.
Oh, when his cousin got
went
shot.
out for that.
So I don't know what they did with the city. I think the city's worked something out with him over his cousin, because he was really, really mad about Pharrell's cousin getting killed unarmed by the police. He ran up for help during a mass shooting, and they shot him. Yeah. And then they got on the news and said, well, there was a gun located a block away. He didn't have it. No. You know what I'm saying? When he was running up trying to get help from the police.
I don't see anything at all.
He didn't have a gun. They tried to make it out like he had a gun a block away. Well, we did recover a gun a block away. He was running up to the police unarmed. Okay, even if that was his gun a block away, he didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? That was just, they killed an unarmed person because it was going crazy. And in a situation like that where you got thousands of people and you don't know who's who, he cop panicked and shot him. Right? And then what was
That's
it?
why
8 people?
To make sure the cops.
It was 8 people killed that night on the strip. Right? And I've seen people get. I watched the dude get stabbed out there one night that I was out there.
That was a post from 2019.
So
that was actually the night that I was going to say, that sounds familiar. That was the night that I was out. But I don't see anything, so I don't know what's going on. But
you think that many people have been killed out there?
Not tonight. No, I don't see anything about it.
Oh, okay. Maybe we're getting trolled then.
Probably.
But still,
good one, trolls.
Still. Well, you said it came up on
It did as an MCI, but it could be anything. It could be like a ride, or it could be anything.
Okay. But stuff like that does be happening out there. We just had one go down with Pharrell's cousin just a few years back.
Sunflower said check messenger. She said that the scanner said that event was 2019 for the 12 people. I caught that.
Okay, so it ain't 12 people. Well, that's good. A little totally off topic.
And you know, the reason that Tennessee is the center, Crazy Nurse said to tell you it's bordered by 8 states. That makes it an epicenter for transportation.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. I thought it would have to have like a port or a waterway, but
not if it's connected to everything.
I know. That makes a lot of sense.
All right, let's get back on topic.
Let's go.
Can you play the clip of Don talking about the hammer, because people still deny he said it? I'm so damn a liar. Hey, Stephanie, girl, I got it right here.
All right,
I got
play
it
this
right
clip.
here.
Play it.
Absolutely. Let's listen to it.
If it was some, and it's got to be a predator. Only a predator would come up here and take our daughter. This is not going to be somebody's like, oh, I love you, Summer, and I just want to save you from a bad situation. 90% of the time, when someone takes a little girl or whatever, or boy even, 90% of the time is because they're predators.
I agree with that.
90% of the time
that somebody snatches a kid.
90%. You're an expert on the subject. 90%.
I would say at least.
I think he sounds like he's speaking from personal experience, but that's my opinion. I think it's more than that. I think it's more than 90%. But he just the way he's saying
I mean,
it just.
well, no, you got them occasions where people kidnap a kid because they want a kid, but then you got people that kidnap kids because they want to murder kids or they want to SA a kid.
Yeah. This is what people were saying about the Hammer comment is that he was just saying certain examples of what he think could have possibly happened. Yeah. So
it's just not good. Somebody has hurt her, probably sexually, maybe beat the fuck out of her, probably killed her. But
probably.
That is horrible to say, though. I wouldn't even say that. Sydney says, what'd she say? Body Farm.
UT Knoxville.
Knoxville. Criminal justice students study bodies. Very cool.
I'm telling you, I think they have one for ODU.
Do they?
They have one for at least where they send the students in ODU, because I remember that.
I want to go to it. I want to go to it because I think that would be pretty educational, especially you doing a true crime channel. We know how bodies break down and what conditions they break down in.
That sounds like a fun time.
Like what condition, if Sebastian fell out, what condition would he be in right now? Out in the wild in Tennessee. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or like, in the water. Even Dylan Rounds, it was skeletal remains that were found. So, it don't take long for your body to break down. I was watching some stuff about people's feet coming off. They kept finding feet in this one.
Well, that's because when you're in the water, you become soggy. Trigger warning.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got the ligaments rot away, and then the bone is just left, so it detaches.
Right. Because you're becoming soggy, and then it just
it's just nasty. But I mean, it's going to be if I go to something like that, or we go to something like that, it's going to be kind of
Not for me.
But I will be for me.
I've seen body parts hanging off of people before.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it ain't kids, I think I can look at it.
Yeah, that's the heart. I
can't do the kid thing. If there's children in the body form, I can't do that. But if it's a grown, old person that lived their full life, then I could learn something from. But I couldn't go in somewhere if they had.
Zircon said, "Don't go."
Don't go. I mean, I've seen dead bodies,
and we don't know about the.
I found 2 dead people. I watched a dude get hit by a truck. I watched a dude get stabbed to death. I've seen some damn bodies in my day. I was at a party when I was 16 and watched a dude get stabbed to death. He only got stabbed one time, but it killed him almost instantly. Mm-hmm. And I was sitting there. Huh?
He got stabbed in the right part of the body.
He got stabbed in the stomach. I was sitting on the couch, me and my buddy Vaughn, and we went to this party, and the dude I was with, Vaughn, knew him, and we were sitting on the couch, and this man started arguing with the homeowner, the guy in the kitchen. He said, and the guy pulled out a knife, and he was like, "Hey man, get out my house," right? And they were arguing, and he had a knife in his hand, and he was telling dude to get out, right? The guy with the knife was telling the dude to get out of his house, get out my house, leave now, man, leave. And like we just froze on the couch, right? These were adults. Yeah. I don't know who Vaughn knew what, but we were in there. So they were all grown. We were about 16, and he was walked them to the door, all the way to the front door of the apartment, and the guy steps out the door. Okay, when he steps out the door, the dude is standing there with the knife, and the dude turns around and runs and tries to attack the dude with the knife. He stabs him one time in the stomach, right?
That's dumb.
Right? He stabs him one time in the stomach, and the guy, it's like quick. It happens so fast. It's like this, boom, right? And the guy kind of walks to his car after he gets stabbed. He pulls out a cigarette, right? At this time, me and Vaughn's looking out the window, and he pulls out a cigarette. He lights the cigarette, and then he falls straight out the car door. That's where he died. He was laid beside his car. The cigarette was still lit from where he lit the cigarette. And I guess he puffed that cigarette one time, and that was his last puff. I looked at Vaughn. I was like, "Yo, bro, we got to go. We got to go. We got to get the hell up out of here." So I watched that dude lose his life that night. So, yeah, it's something you'll never forget. I know that. You'll never forget it. And like I said, I've seen a dude get hit with an 18-wheeler truck, and I ran up to try to help him, and he was gone. So I've experienced
some of this crazy.
I've experienced some, deaths. I think I could take seeing the bodies. So I just, for educational reasons.
What does that comment say? I've
What
never
the
heard this before. He really
confused
I'm really
why
confused
he would
why
say
he
this.
would say this. Okay.
Let's be realistic. This ain't gonna be good. And because of all the pressure and YouTube and the TV shows and everything else, they probably wanted to get rid of the evidence and they probably killed her. I mean, let's be realistic. You guys don't know what.
So this is kind of like an OJ if I did it book.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If
Yeah.
I did it, this is how, but they're asking him a hypothetical question and he's answering it crazy, but he's not saying I did it.
He's saying probably though.
That this could have happened.
Probably. This is probably what happened.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I've seen it. You guys try to shut me the fuck up.
No. I tried to done it because you've been drinking and I don't want to talk.
Yeah, no, but that's why I'm being truthful with you all.
There are a lot of train tracks in Tennessee.
It's a little off the. No, I get why you're angry. Like I totally get it, and I would be messed up every night and still all day long.
Understand this? My daughter's probably on the fucking streets right now somewhere. And nobody's listening to me.
Donnie, we can't do anything.
I know where
Did she say? Hold on.
You kind of
she's at.
rewind that.
Did he said I know where she's at?
Yes.
My daughter's on the streets
He
right
said,
now.
my daughter's probably on the streets right now, and you're not letting me. And then he said, I know where she's at.
Yeah. Wow.
She's in a fucking motel.
He says,
She's in a motel. Huh. Maybe he did. Somebody did snatch her and he knows.
Well,
What is the bit of debt?
He's alluding to the fact that she's being hookered out in a hotel room.
Yeah.
I know where she's at. I know where she's at. Well, how do you know where she's at?
Then go
if
get
you
her.
ain't
Yeah.
the culprit behind doing it. How would you know?
Somewhere with some fucking weirdo. Fucking some motherfucker trying to sell for a little bit of crack.
The weirdos that what, Don? What weirdos, Donald? What weirdos?
What's crazy is
he
that
thinks she's with weirdos that want to sell some crack.
that want to sell her for some crack, or that want to sell. It sounded to me like he said that want to sell her for crack, but he tried to sell one of his children. Allegedly, according to what was told and what he agreed on. But yeah.
Okay.
You know a whole lot of them. What weirdos?
Okay, so Marie Kitchen just says she wants you to know that so many people are looking for Summer.
Thank you. God bless you.
Mhm.
God bless you. That's what it's about. Thank you.
Yes.
God bless you. I want my baby home. I would do anything, but in the end, you know what?
You would have done anything, Don. You would have done anything.
Don sounds like he's drunk a little bit here too. So
No, they said that they were trying to, in the beginning when she hit play.
I still ain't heard nothing about the hammer.
It's not there yet.
Anything not to have done what you done. That's what we're hearing. That's what we're hearing right now. Out of your mouth. If I could go back, I wouldn't have done what I done. That's what we're hearing. And it's sad we're hearing it on the 4th.
The call lines? Yeah, I'm about to open them up.
They might have killed her. They might have hit her in the head with a fucking hammer for all I fucking know.
He said they want to kill her.
No, he said they might have killed her.
Okay.
Rewind it.
That's what we're hearing. And it's sad we're hearing it on the 4th.
They might have killed her. They might have hit her in the head with a fucking hammer for all I fucking know.
They want to kill her. They want to hit her in the head with a
There
hammer.
you go.
They might
right here.
They want to kill her is what he
They
said.
might have killed her. They might
Might have killed her.
They might have raped her. They might have killed her.
Oh, he's
They
saying
might
all
have
the
hit her
trigger
in the head
wars.
with a fucking hammer for all I fucking know.
There you go. You heard it
Oh, he said all the trigger words.
right there.
Okay. So with that said, let's go. Do you think, you think he has something to do with it? I think he was just typing hypothetically. So, I mean, I don't know. So let's ask the viewers. All right. What do you guys think? One topic is there a killer running loose in Tennessee? Well, we know there's a killer running loose right there in Hendersonville. So it ain't, the question is yes to that. There definitely is, because this girl Trinity, she didn't put herself in the woods.
Is it Trinity or is it Serenity? I
think it's Trinity.
Okay. You're probably right.
Yeah, my memory.
I was trying so hard to focus on what her.
I can't remember my name, but I'm pretty good at remembering other people's names for some reason.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so let's refresh these phone lines.
You're gonna turn on the phone line.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it on right now. Okay, the phone lines are open. The call-in number is on the screen, 757-797-6694. Okay, that is the number to call into the show. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey, what's going on?
So my thing is, do we have a definitive timeline of when Don left work and returned back on the 15th?
No, we've never had a straight timeline on anything Don's done.
And the information that we have does almost always directly come from Don.
That's what I'm saying, because it was stated somewhere along the line that he left at lunchtime and then returned just before it was clock out time.
Yeah, because even Hunter said he was on the hill with the boys when he called. And there was some weirdo on the hill.
And one of them times Don was talking like he was in these clips, he slipped up and said he was at the shed before the cops got there.
Right.
And why go to the shed first?
That was their drop-off point or something. Something weird with that shed.
I just think that Summer, may have been going down to that shed, and then somebody because when she's on the hill, people can't see her. But when she gets down to that shed, people riding down Beach Creek, the main road right there, would be able to see her, and somebody could snatch her because that is not even gated off.
Has anyone since been down to look at that shed?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, all right. Well,
me and Don Wells hung the banner that's on the shed. He helped me hang it. So, I hung it first in the trees in front of the shed. And then when I got to meet Don, I told Don, I said, hey, Don, is there any way we can put the banner somewhere else, that more long lasts and not in the trees? And then we actually nailed it to the shed. So the banner, the shed right now has the banner that of Summer up there. It says, "Where is Summer?" And he helped me hang it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Now, my thing about it is there's another little thing maybe you might be able to help clear up. It was said that Candace showed up to Fred's house about 4:30 the same day, and another neighbor caught her in the driveway, and she asked him if they've seen Summer.
I heard that before.
At 4:30.
You can take it.
I mean, I heard that before, but I don't know much about it other than I've heard that before. But the sheriff, I think it was Sheriff Lawson, was telling the public, if you guys want to ask Don and Candace anything, ask them what the 4 hours was, why it took them 4 hours to call law enforcement when their kid became missing.
That is the question, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And so if she did go looking for her at 4:30 or whatnot at Fred's house, or that would be in the time frame of where it's questionable what they were doing or why they were taking that long to call law enforcement.
The police believe she's on that in that area somewhere right there. That's what Pruitt, that head detective, believes, that she's not far from that hill.
I did a little digging, a little research myself. I found out that there was, lack of better terms, a fresh body being buried around the time Summer went missing in that cemetery across the way on Ben Hill.
I don't know. I mean, I've heard people say that back in the early days of her when she first went missing. And, I don't know. I think if we've heard rumors of it,
yeah.
I'm sure the police have heard rumors of it,
Yeah. But I mean, how much more of that hill is there actually really to search? I mean, in all honesty, I mean, there's so many obvious places and then not so obvious places. It's to the point now to where somebody slipped somewhere or they're hiding pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't think she went far or anybody went far unless somebody kidnapped her. If somebody was driving down Beach Creek and she was out there playing in front of that shed, could, there's nothing around. It would be just, any monster could grab her. But I thought it was odd that everybody went to that shed for some reason. It made me think that Summer went there and played a lot.
Yeah, I would think that too. I mean, that's what I was thinking too. Everybody kept mentioning the shed on the lower half of the property, and it's like that must have been a common place for her to hang out.
And who is this and where are you calling from?
Oh, you already know who I am.
Is this Andrew?
New York. Yeah.
I thought it was you. I was like, why does this dude sound so much like Andrew Hill?
I thought you knew that.
No, I didn't know at first.
I did.
Did you?
That's why I didn't ask who it was.
That's all good. Yeah. Listen, see, I can be civil sometimes,
All right. The people who go there study say that they smell like bodies from the places. Okay. Thank you, Abigail. So
wow, that's new. I didn't know that.
So where's that baby at, Andrew Hill?
I wish listen, I've exhausted everything that I could think of, including some of the new stuff being said. And I keep going back to, either the cemetery or that gorge right there on the property. She might have slipped, fell under one of fell on the rocks. Maybe there was, I don't know, a cave entrance underneath one of the bigger ones in that little gorge area next to her house, next on the property. I don't know. I looked in that little riverbed area. So
Andrew, how come everybody's coming back to saying that Hunter knew? And I know in the very beginning, it was said that Hunter had posted it on his Facebook and then deleted it instantly that she was hurt in that water that day.
Well, Hunter did say that she went under for about a minute and then he got her out. He did confirm that. As for the hurt part, I'm not too sure of. I heard the same thing. I didn't ever seen it myself, but I also wasn't babysitting his Facebook. So,
and then it was said that he also told his girlfriend the same thing.
I've asked him about that privately, and he hasn't said anything. And his girlfriend said he refuses to talk to me about the situation. So,
well, when he got back home that day, it was said that he was
shaking, rocking back and forth.
Do you think he?
Yeah, I mean, given you guys seen how he acts, like towards me when he's on lives with me, the boy, I don't think he's gonna shake that easily.
Yeah.
So I think it was just something that, drilled into his head.
I mean, a death of a kid would have you shaken up, I would think.
Maybe.
Or a hurt kid. Like it would definitely shake me up.
It would shake me up.
No, and to answer one of your questions in chat, no, he didn't call me that night. He actually called me 3 days after the fact.
I mean, do you think he possibly knows what happened to Summer?
In my honest opinion, whatever he knows, he told the TBI and LE, and it stayed in those doors. That's the best I can give you, because he won't talk about it with me even to this day. He just keeps saying, I already told the police, and that's all that matters.
Right. But like as a father instinct, you can't really tell or gauge it as to whether or not he knows?
The way I'm gauging it is that, he differs from day to day. Some days he's more open to talk, other days he's not, and he just the way he looks is he kept for the longest time he was complaining about his phone being in the cops' hands, and then he stopped, and it's just weird. I mean, it's a teenager. They complain and then they don't complain. I mean, there's not much you can do with them.
Yeah. I
do try to, when he's having issues.
Here's one thing.
Phone at 2, 3 in the morning.
Here's one thing your son said that it messed me up, and this is where my problem lies. And the first time he told the story, he didn't say nothing about when they were sitting in the vehicle. You know how he was sitting in the car with Summer Wells. He said in the first one, that the windows were or cracked or whatever, but he never said nothing about the AC being on. Then when he came back out and with you, he said it wasn't hot at all in there, that the AC was on. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I believe he did. I believe he spoke both times on live with me about it.
And the AC didn't work in that truck.
How do we know?
Yeah.
Which one do you think it is, Andrew? Do you think they had AC in that vehicle or no AC in that vehicle?
And in all honesty, I won't debating with the way it looked from the pictures. I'm surprised the damn thing ran.
Listen, I always believed that Summer may have had a heat stroke and they covered it up. Because, you know, on an 80-degree day, in a car, temperatures can reach over 125 degrees. That's enough to kill a small child. It may not kill an adult, but the temperatures don't have to be as high for a child to have a heat stroke.
Exactly.
I feel hot looking at the picture.
So my big concern was the AC on or was not the AC on? And I think the only person that really holds the answer to that is Hunter. So next time you talk to him, ask him, which one was it? Because he's told both. One time he said it was on, and one time he said it wasn't.
And the next
on.
he didn't.
Huh?
Yeah, I was agreeing with you. One time he said it was on, next he didn't.
Yeah.
But I will ask him. I mean,
yeah, that's something simple. You know, that ain't too incriminating.
Brandis
that
is
ain't
talking
asking
about
him to
AC.
confess. That's just asking the question: was the AC on that day or was it not on? Because I
it's
truly
just
believe
asking a simple question.
I truly believe it was an accident. I don't think Don and Candace are killers.
I think what it was, looking at it, is that if we go by, you know, the heat exhaustion, something like that, we go by that. If that happened, now mind you, it's just a theory. If that did happen, then maybe Candace and Grandis, you know, freaked, didn't know what to do, called Don, and then you know, the big bad happened, and then they covered it all up.
Mm-hmm.
But like I've stated before in pictures, that when the picture first came out of Don and Candace's basement, there was fresh cement laid in that basement, and it looked funny to me there.
Now, I didn't notice nothing that looked, when I went into the basement, it was empty. I didn't notice anything that stood out to me. The only thing that stood out to me, there's no stairs. There was no stairs in the house at the time we were there. So
now when you looked, I don't know how long after she went missing you guys went down there.
Yeah. What, a year? Was it a year?
A year ago.
Yeah, we went down there a year ago.
The cement would have already been a lighter gray than what the rest of the floor was.
Yeah, I'm just saying that nothing stood out to me. I didn't notice it.
All right. Well, that's why I go to people that I.
One thing I did notice when I was there that stood out to me is that me and Don were standing in the dungeon, the basement, and I asked, you know, the door's right there, and I asked Don, I said, wasn't there a couch against that door? And he acted like he didn't know what I was talking about.
I know, because that couch is the infamous couch that should not
be mentioned.
And wasn't there proof of that being there though? Like,
I mean, I could have swore from Chris McDonough when Candace was describing it, she said there was a couch. But when I asked Don, he acted like he had no clue to like what I was even talking about, and that kind of stood out to me. I was like, "What about
the bed?
The mattress?
There was no mattress down there. They were in the bunk beds upstairs." So,
because if you remember back in the beginning, there was a mattress there, and then there wasn't, and then there was.
Yeah, it's weird when the mattresses go missing, like in the Sebastian case. You know,
there was pictures of the mattress. The mattress looked
bad. There's some bad stuff going on, but just because you're dysfunctional, that none of their other kids came up dead.
No, just because they're dysfunctional, you're a person.
Yeah, that they're going to hurt their kid like that. There's always that possibility that, you know, somebody could have grabbed the kid, or after, you know, she was in the hot ass car with Hunter, right? And then we see the picture of her on the milk, and I'm truly believing she was leaning on the milk because she was hot, right? She was trying to cool herself off, and then they get to the house, the kids come out and get the groceries. But what if Summer's asleep and they don't wake her up?
That's
they
another
go
thing.
into the thing, do the pills that they got for Grandis, right? Because them people they're popping and sipping. So
Grandis
then
said
she
she went
goes
took a
back
nap.
to the car, and she sees that Summer's non-responsive. She screams, Jody Sue Brown, because that's the only thing I believe about Jody Sue Brown, and she heard her scream.
Yeah.
Law enforcement came out and said that was unfounded.
I know, but that's what the law enforcement says. But Jody kind of swears by that. The rest of the shit she says, she's full of shit. But I do believe she heard a scream that day.
That could have been it. But my thing about the milk jugs is, if it was that hot in the car, there would have been some type of condensation or even a wet spot on wetness on her outfit.
Yeah,
that was touching the milk, and I didn't see any when I
too.
analyzed the picture.
That's a good observation. Is there any sweat on the milk things from being from cold to hot?
Yeah, because I analyzed that picture recently, and I didn't see any condensation on the milk jugs or any wet spots on her clothing at all.
Yeah, that's one answer I would really like to know the answer to is, was the damn AC on in that car or not?
Candace said herself the car didn't have AC.
Candace said the car didn't have AC?
That Grandis's truck didn't have AC.
Why? I mean, Hunter, well, that's different than what, Hunter's saying.
I
so I
don't
don't
know why.
I don't
But
know.
Hunter also said the placement of the milk jugs was not what it was pictured either. So I don't know if he just doesn't remember.
That might be memory, though.
Right. Well,
yeah.
So
that might be on pure memory of trying to remember, because something like that, some humans like to block it out of their memory, like it never happened.
What about Candace sleeping with your son there? What if you would have had a grandbaby with Candace?
I'd be in prison.
Chat said
you want my legit answer? I'd be in prison.
Someone in chat said PG already covered it. There's no condensation on the milk.
No condensation on the milk. Okay, yeah, that would make I guess a little bit of difference if, but we don't. How fast does milk condensate? This drink is right here, right? Look, it's sweating, right?
Camera's not on.
Camera's on. Look, you can see the sweat on the drink. It's wet. So you might be right. It might not have been too hot in that car that day. I mean, I know the temperature was 79 degrees or 80 degrees that day. It wasn't very hot, but like I said, I sat out there in the same type of weather in a vehicle, and I almost sweated to death. I was pouring sweat. Right. So I know quickly in Tennessee it gets hot. If you ain't in the shade, on an 80-degree day in a car. So
my question is, you had a chance to hang out with Don for a little while.
Yeah.
All right. So my question is, what is your take about his theory about the great world of CPS getting after him?
I mean, he says that the CPS came up there because the boys were shooting them damn BB guns. And he was letting Summer get on the roof.
Okay, but were they unsupervised?
I don't think so. Don sits out there and shoots the damn BB guns. I was shooting the BB guns with Don, the shit that got him in trouble.
Candace said her and Don would shoot them at each other's butts.
What?
Yeah.
Him and Don?
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying. So, yeah, they sit out there and they play with, you in the middle of nowhere, ain't much to do. They shoot them damn BB guns. Ride go-karts.
You just said, they were not unsupervised. Do you not see these parents are clearly not parents of the year? They're not helicopter parents.
No, I mean,
kids are
unsupervised, like, are the kids on the roof of the house and Don and Candace not on the hill? I mean, they might be in the house, but the kids are out there. I'm saying I ain't saying that he's watching.
Country folk are different.
Yeah. I mean, there ain't nobody around. I mean, how much watching do you physically got to do? You don't think that's going to happen. Nobody sits around and thinks their kids get kidnapped.
Country folk raise their kids way different than city folk. Like, you want to go play in the woods? Go on. Be back by dark. Have a nice time. You get lost, figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, as a kid, I roamed around all kind of places. I was a little bit of an explorer, so I know how that goes. I would walk fucking miles out into the woods by myself.
And to answer Bo piece, Hunter has not told me anything other than he told the LE and the TBI what he needed to tell, everything he knew, and that was as far as our conversation went.
Now, let me ask you this. Now, if your son confessed to you, right,
and
he did something, how much would it cost for you to snitch on him?
The only way anybody would know is by me turning him over to Don and Candace for what he did. If
we
he
know
ever
you,
did anything.
we know you would snitch. We know you would snitch.
Oh no, it ain't the point of snitching. It'll be the point of how quick will the cops get there before Don beats the piss out of him, along with myself.
Well, Don looks like he's aged 100 years. I don't think he's going to be beating.
I don't think he's going to be beating nobody.
I don't think he's going to be beating somebody up.
As a parent, I mean, I would definitely try to. As a parent, there's no real answer for if your kid is to do something like that. My only logical thing is to drag his ass right to exactly where.
And I don't think your son did it, because why would Candace cover for your son? There would be no reason.
I think in the beginning she was trying to use him as an scapegoat.
Yeah, but yeah, even if Candace was his first, that don't mean that Candace is going to cover for him, because Candace there might be a lot of firsts.
I don't think he did it. I think he might know what happened, but
why protect her? Why protect her?
What was it? What if? Okay, he passed a lie detector. What if they all passed a lie detectors? But
but Ted Bundy passed a lie detector test. I bet you could pass one.
She paid. But what if, just a hypothetical, what if she was paying Hunter to keep his mouth shut?
Candace?
Yeah.
She could barely buy a bottle of liquor. Okay.
I mean, what are they doing with all that Cash App money they got in the last 3 years?
I mean, so many people think people donate all this magical money, but that's not it. Like, people think I'm rich up here from Cash App. I don't even share my Cash App.
Fuck no.
So
listen, dude, every time you get money, you put it back into the channel. This shit don't run on.
Well, what I'm saying is that I don't think they have all this money like talking about it. So I mean, the little bit of money they get, like maybe if they get 50 here, 50 there.
Well, isn't it? Don't they live in a house that was given? Like, didn't he get his?
It was given to him.
Home? Yeah, so you don't have many bills.
We still got electric. Well, you probably got well water.
Yeah.
Electric.
Yeah, well water.
And when he was electric, he was getting paid decent money.
Yeah, I mean, he was a boss, but how much is he working now? I mean, yeah, he was blowing his money on hookers and booze. So I mean, a fool and his money soon parted. That's what they say.
Either that, or he was out there blowing the money on keeping the women quiet so he can raid their panty drawers. One of the two.
Panty drawers.
Why didn't he say like, "Oh, they're mine" or something? He literally told that.
You was probably with him, Andrew.
Hell no, brother.
I can picture you as a panty bandit, right?
Listen, I ain't been out of New York since 2020, my friend.
Right, there's a lie. That's a cover up, right? If I ever heard it, you was in that U-Haul. Don't be lying to us.
That was 2020.
You ain't left a suspect. And it was
a Penske.
You still a suspect.
A Penske.
I don't care. I'll take it.
I'm gonna use PJ's word. You are a person of interest.
Oh, I like that word.
And it ain't because you weird. It's because you might have been in the wrong place.
At the wrong time.
Listen, I've been in a lot of wrong places at the wrong time. Trust.
We can tell by your face.
Nah, listen.
I'm playing.
That's years of fucking alcohol abuse, but
I'm playing.
No, you good.
Don't do drugs, kids. Don't do drugs.
Nah, don't. It'll screw you.
Yeah, just say no. Okay. Anything else you want to tap in on, Andrew? Since we got you here?
No, you're all good. You're all good. Thank you.
All right, Hilt, you be good. And when we come to arrest you, I'm gonna, I'll let you know. I'll give you a heads up.
No worries. I'll be out there nice and with clean underwear on, just so you can do it.
Get your whites together. You know about the whites.
I'll get my whites ready. Don't worry. I got a couple unopened packages from a trip in 2016. So.
The summer army's coming for you. Just remember that. All right, you be good.
It's all good. Peace. All right, later.
All right, he better get his whites. He better get the whites. Three pairs of socks on. They'll let you bring in 3 drawers, 3 socks, 3 white tees. It's like he knows about the whites. You show up to court in the whites. When you know you're going to jail, you put your whites on, because when you're in jail, you got to have that type of stuff, right? So you can rotate. So you ain't walking around stinking and dirty. So there you go. Suspect in the disappearance.
The chat wants to know if you went inside the shed.
Inside, yes.
You did?
Yes. Well, I didn't go inside, but the doors were open. I walked up to all of them.
Yeah.
And looked in them, right? I mean, I might not have stepped in, but I was looking in.
That's what that means. mean? Did you go inside?
Yes. Well, I didn't physically walk inside because I didn't want Don to shut the doors on me and I end up in like a movie like Hostel, right? You know, how do you get?
No, he did not go inside.
I didn't physically go inside the sheds, but I walked up to
He went inside, but he didn't physically go inside.
I looked inside.
There
you go. I didn't physically go in, but yes, I did look in. All the sheds were open too. So, and he didn't care. He was just walking and talking. Don don't come off like a killer or even a bad dude. He's just, he says some weird shit. He was talking like, you know, I had a vision and an angel came to me and shit. And I'm like, oh my Lord, here we go. Right? Little baby Jesus. And that something bad was going to happen this summer that he knew, and that he told Candace, and he was telling Candace. He just had this really bad feeling. So maybe, you know, there was something to that feeling. I don't know. PJ ain't buying it. She's like, they guilty. All right, we got time for what? Two more phone calls? All right, we'll open it back up. Phone lines are now. But, you know, I didn't know that was Andrew Hiltz at the beginning. I started the thing. I was like, this dude sounds like Andrew Hiltz.
I can't believe you didn't.
Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey.
It's Rita from Dexter. How are you?
What's up, Rita? I'm doing all right.
All right. And I waited a few times to call in because I always get through. But yeah, I wanted to call in tonight and weigh in on this. I heard a rumor the other day, and I think I was watching this on PJ's channel. I'm wondering, because he said that on there about she's in a hotel or whatever he was talking about. I'm wondering if he did sell her and if he was told he was getting her back and they didn't give her back.
That's what he said.
PJ tapped in.
And this is what the problem is for me with the case is there's so many people that have covered this case, and there's so many people that have been somewhat sent to like muddy the field. It's
BK
hard
for sure.
It's hard to find the parts where I know I heard him say stuff, and I swear I heard him say the guy that had her didn't bring her back.
Yeah. And that would make sense. That would make sense because he's sitting there, and the way he's talking tonight on there, I mean, he did say that tonight in so many words. He said she's in a hotel, or he said no one's listening. I think he felt like he was trying to tell. I think he was trying to tell where she was, but they were. The thing is they were talking at him. They were not. You know how you talk to somebody and you let them talk back? Yeah. They were talking at them. They were not letting them talk back. How are we going to find out anything from Candace?
Well, see, this
when people are talking to her that way.
The part with Don where Don's speaking, that part of the conversation was from a while ago, and he was drinking, and you heard the person that was on the panel with him say, "We don't want you to say too much. You've been drinking." So they were basically, whoever was on the panel with him that day was trying to shield the information from coming out.
Yeah, and
they were telling him not to talk.
That's not going to help in a situation like this. We're not going to find out what happened to her if no one talks to the parents. You guys went out there and had real conversations with them, and you got to actually talk to them, and you spent time with them to get to know them, you know, and you got to talk to people. You're not going to find out, even if they did do something bad, and I hope they didn't, I honestly do, but even if they did something bad, you've got to talk to somebody to let them talk back. And what I heard a while ago when they were on that live and they were talking to Candace, I'm like, that is not how you handle this in a situation like this. They're not going to find out what's going on until they actually let them talk.
I think it was an accident, and they were scared. That's just truly what I believe.
I am with you on that. I am with you on that as well. I have two theories. The one is where I was just talking to PJ about and PJ, that would make sense if they had sold her to whoever and they didn't give her back. Not that that's okay. That's an awful thing to do to your child, of course. But it's just sad. It's sad because we're not going to find out what happened to Summer if this keeps going on like this.
Yeah.
And I want to know what happened to her. I want to know.
3 years have flown by super fast. You know, I don't want it to be 20 years. I'm looking, well, I don't even know if I'll make it that long. But,
you know, and I always sit back and I always think of this case, Elizabeth Smart. And I always say, did someone take her? And then I'm like, but they didn't live, you know, and where they live, people wouldn't go up in that area. That's not a place where you go messing around and messing with people's kids.
Yeah.
But apparently, I mean, Tennessee's got an issue.
I don't
with
believe
these
somebody
kids.
came up on that hill. If somebody kidnapped that kid, it's because Summer went down to the barn and she was by that shack and somebody could see her. But on that hill, nobody could see her, and you're not going up there because people in the country, they got guns and dogs. And
how many people do you think drive by that shed realistically?
A lot. That road is busy. When I was out there searching,
it wasn't in January. It wasn't in January.
Well, because it was snowing. Remember, we went down there. It was snowing.
Yeah.
We went in the snow.
Yeah.
So it was snowing its ass off. That's why you didn't see many vehicles. But I've been out there on a sunny day, and there's cars riding down it every minute.
Right.
I mean, it ain't flooded.
Yeah,
Because they use it as a cut through too, because it leads to a highway. So sometimes if stuff is backed up, you'll see more people go down that road because they're trying to cut through to get to the highway.
That makes sense.
So that's why I put the sign on Beach Creek, because it was the busier road.
You can definitely.
Nobody goes down Ben Hill. If you was doing 10 miles an hour, you drive past it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's why it always brings me back to the other, that she wasn't just kidnapped. I mean, it's either she was sold or it was a terrible accident and they did a cover up, and it was a bad cover up. But I think that we might have gotten some truth out of them if they would just let them talk. We're not going to get it the way they're handling it.
Yeah. Well, look, hey, we're running out of time. You be good, Rita.
All right. Y'all have a nice night. I'm going to stay and finish watching.
All right, I'll talk to you next time.
All right, bye.
Peace. Dolly and PJ.
Dolly, what's going on, man?
What up?
What up?
Everything going good?
Yeah. Who's this? Where you calling from?
Hey, Lou, Carolina, baby.
All right. What's up, Carolina?
Man, all this stuff going on. What you think, man? The body just been found, close proximity. I mean, what do you think? Do you think it's a related type deal or separate or just?
I hope
just
not, because if it is, go ahead.
Just a local problem, or what you think?
Well, there's definitely somebody killing kids out there. We know that for sure.
Do you think it was somebody? You said it was. She was from outside of Hendersonville.
Yeah.
And dumped in Hendersonville.
Yes. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
She could have been found her way to Hendersonville and killed there, but it looks like she was dumped there. Pretty much like Maddie Soto, you know, somebody drug her a little ways off the road and put her in the underbrush. They didn't try to just like hide her body. They just put her in the weeds. So you couldn't see it.
Ain't it crazy though that they picked Hendersonville? It's like almost sending a message, or somebody that knows the hype that intentionally put her there.
I just know this. I'd be watching my kids if I lived in that area, because you got kids going missing. You got kids coming up dead. That's not, and they're not far apart in age either. 15 and 17 is not too far apart in age.
Right. I mean, this opens up a whole new can of worms, man. You know what I mean? It's
The girl, they don't have a suspect yet, but you know that's probably going to end up a boyfriend or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's going to be close
because she's 17, close. So it's going to be somebody or just a monster that's seen a young girl and did something horrible.
They didn't really give that many details.
Yeah, there's just not much details on that. That's pretty fresh, but we're going to keep in touch with it, so we'll find out what's going on as it it plays out.
But I had this, how crazy theories go, and it ain't even a theory, but it just crossed my mind. It's like, man, this crazy Sebastian case with all the freaks that are involved in it, I'm just like, whoa, could some of these dudes be involved in it? I mean, do they have some dark part of their past that's not coming out?
As far as who? What dudes?
I'm not gonna mention the names, but you know all the players.
Oh, that are down there in the midst of the Sebastian stuff.
Yes, the males in the Sebastian stuff.
I don't.
Allegedly opinionated.
Yeah.
Just a theory.
I mean, I don't
You
know.
know?
I mean, I kind of feel like that kid didn't run away, but I mean, you can't take that off the table. You know, there's
Right.
always the possibility
He's
he
asking
did.
if they're connected, I thought.
Yeah, I don't know if they're connected. You know, but it's scary that it's so close, and you know.
Yeah, I mean, it'd have been a different story if they'd have found a body in Hendersonville that was like 37.
Yeah, but that just shows you
48.
right there a killer is familiar with that area that he's dumping bodies there, and that means a killer has been in that area. You know, how much is a killer in that area that wants to hurt kids? You know,
right?
What if it is connected? What if this is what breaks the? You know, you never know. I don't think it is, but you never know. There is it's weird timing and location.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they got a lot of her background and what was going on in her life that we're not going to be privy to. So,
yeah,
you know,
and she's still a minor. She's still a minor. She's 17, so they didn't tell the cause of death. But she's on the side of the road. We know she didn't just walk over there and die, especially if they're saying there's foul play. So, I'm sure they're building their investigation now. Because
I'm not driving or buying no flight tickets or bus tickets to Tennessee, man. I ain't going across that border, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there a few times. I've made it back every time. Thank God, little baby Jesus looking out. All right.
Yeah, I ain't buying no property over there.
Ain't buying no property. All right, my man, you be good. Good talking to you.
Hey, man, I like them Flavor Flav shades you got on.
Thank you, man. All right, till next time.
Everybody in the chat wants to know why we're wearing sunglasses.
Because it's a bright ass light right there that beams you in the face. Okay. So, in my future so bright, I got to wear shades. All right. Sometimes I wear shades, sometimes I don't. It depends. That light, especially if we're going to go watch TV, this light will blind you. So, when you start to watch the TV, it'll look like it has spots on it. So, it's like the light's fine if you're in front of it for 10 minutes. But if you sit in front of it for 2 hours, it starts to get to your eyes a little bit. All right. So, and I was going to put 2 in here. I got a smaller light that sets over to the right of me. You really can't see it. But there's a big one right here. And I have 2 big ones. It's supposed to go, the other one's supposed to go right there. But this one blinds me. So I can imagine what it would do with 2. So that's why there's always a shadow on this side, is because I don't have a lot of light over here. And I have a big bright ass light there. And one, Dolly has sensitive eyes. Okay.
A sunburn.
Let's open the phone line up.
Do it.
Here we go. The phone line is now back open. Call-in number is on the screen. There's killers running loose in them hills of Tennessee. That's why I tell everybody to leave their DNA on the like button. Because
lick it, though.
You may go missing. Don't lick the like button. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly. It's Spread Love.
Hey, Spread Love.
How you doing? Hi, PJ.
Hi.
Hey, I just have a comment from what I get involved in this summer case. I can't get past it.
Uh-huh.
But I've been doing a whole lot of studying on statement analysis.
Okay.
Some of the greatest in the world. I mean, I spend a lot of time finding out what they really meant by what they say. And did you know, you guys probably do know, that the brain is not created or designed to lie. So whenever someone tells a lie, they stumble.
Mm-hmm.
They mess up their words. It doesn't come natural.
Yep.
When you're telling the truth, everything just comes out because that's the way the brain is created to speak.
That's exactly why my theory of somebody taking her, that's what Don said from the very beginning, is that someone took her. He's technically not lying.
Absolutely. See, I agree. And he also says a predator came in the back door. Well, I know a predator. I'm not naming no names, Don, but, anybody can be a predator.
Yep.
Well, not anybody, but okay, one person could have been, or 2. But that's really all I wanted to say. I just, when they're pay attention to what they're really saying, because they have to tell the truth, and they stumble to tell a lie, and the truth still comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Thanks for
You've
calling.
been good.
Bye.
All right, later. So yeah, I mean, I do believe that you're meant to tell the truth, and a lot of people when they're I sometimes when I'm not being 100% truthful. I mean, I think it's your brain buffering sometimes where you're thinking.
It's not the telltale sign, but
But a lot of times that is one.
well, Don does it often when he gets to talking, especially if he's been drinking.
It's like a
he'll say
go-to word.
stuff.
Like some people use it as like a go-to.
It's not necessarily the up. It's just he slips out. That I swear he said that he was at the shed before the cops got
Like
there.
I say okay,
and then
a
he
lot.
backed up and was like, "Oh, I meant after." And so that it's not necessarily It's
like I must say okay 1,000 times. When I go back and watch myself, I'm like, why do I say okay every 5 seconds? Okay, it's Dolly.
Dolly.
What up?
Doug from Tennessee.
Doug, I think my voice meter is off tonight for some reason.
said Doug.
I didn't pick out Andrew Hiltz though, and I'm usually good.
You just slow. You just slow, man.
Maybe that's what it is.
You know my theory on this.
Okay, on which one? We're talking a little bit about Summer Wells. We're talking about the little girl.
On Summer Wells.
Okay, let's hear it.
I believe she's in some condominium thing from the preacher of the church.
She's in a condo.
No, she's in one of them compounds.
Oh, compound. I was saying
But-
condo. That's good living. You know, I used to live in a condo back in the day.
The preacher of the church, they've got her in a compound. And up in Tennessee, and it's Mr. Dotson's church. He's got a compound up there. Mr. David Dotson has got a compound up in North.
I know who you're talking about.
In North Carolina and South Carolina. Well, they got her stored away in one of them
Why
compounds.
don't you see if he'll run a game of golf with you, but you can get him out and get him talking, Doug?
Because if I found out it was true, I'd hit him with a golf club.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't be good. That probably wouldn't be good.
That wouldn't be very good.
The big club. What is it? One wood? What is the biggest one? A one wood?
The driver.
What is that?
Driver.
Just a driver?
Yeah, the big-headed driver.
Okay.
But
What-
now they is a
Which one would be worse to get hit with? The big one or like a putter? The putter's all metal, right?
Probably
the iron.
The 9-iron?
Yeah, the 9-iron.
Is that the biggest iron there is? 9?
No.
Oh.
3 iron. 2 iron.
Oh, it gets bigger. The lower the number is, the bigger the head of the club is.
Well, the harder it is, straighter. Like a 2 iron straight up and down.
I might have to go play. I was telling PJ that I might be like better than Tiger Woods, and I just don't know because I ain't never played. Maybe I need to go play a game of golf. What if I become pro instantly? Like Happy Gilmore.
Now, I'm going to tell you something about some milk, though.
You going to be my caddy if I blow up, Doug?
Oh, yeah, I'll ride in the golf cart with you.
Hell yeah. I'm going to go try it. I'm going to the damn. I'll videotape it. So if it's bad, like if I missed a ball 100,000 times, and I already got a bad arm, Doug. That's probably bad for golf, right?
No. Have you ever played baseball?
Yeah, I'm good at baseball.
Keep your eye on the ball.
Oh, well, I'll be good then. I'm good at baseball.
Yep.
Little
Keep
League.
your eye on the
I
ball.
was All-Stars, Little League.
But I'm going to tell you something about milk.
Okay. I might take tolerance these days. 2% I'm good with.
You can take milk and pour it on a body, and a bear come and eat it.
With milk?
Yes, sir, because it would start.
Right. It feels like deja vu.
I have deja vu really.
It would start. It'd smell like a car and smell, stinking, and a bear would come to it.
How did he come to this?
Have you fed people to the bears before there, Doug?
No, but I have put a bear trap.
You big enough to wrestle a bear?
With milk?
But I have
with milk.
I have seen a bear when you put the feed out for them, people use milk because it smells like churn.
Oh, okay.
When milk's sour, it stinks.
Yeah, I know that.
And the stinker the stuff is, the more the bear come to it.
Okay. And yeah, but would a bear leave no remains? I thought they would leave the
They
bone.
eat it all, but they'd eat it all.
The bones and everything?
Bears eat everything.
I ain't know bears ate bones.
How?
I just thought they ate the meat off the bones like any other animal.
They get hungry enough, they'll eat it all.
I heard pigs that eat your bones.
Oh, I know that for sure.
You know, and then then you just end up a big pile of pig crap.
Yeah, they just dump you all over the field.
Trigger warning.
Trigger warning, people. Yeah, don't feed the people to the pigs. I had some pigs. They ate Cocoa Puffs and like feed. They were good to go, but they love fucking Cocoa Puffs. You go out there with some chocolate Cocoa Puffs, them damn potbelly pigs I had would go crazy.
You had no pig, you had a pet.
Well, they were potbelly pigs. I had 2 of them.
But I just believe they got that little girl in the compound. And that's just what I believe. And you would never see her because they go to school there. They keep the kids in the compound, and you'd never see the kids.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people, they blame the church, like every church is a cult.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think every church is a cult like that, but people are quick to blame the church for the disappearance of Summer Wells.
Well, if it's got straightway in it, it is.
Straightway?
Yeah.
What is that?
Where they found that little black boy?
I don't know nothing about it.
That NFL player's kid was found in the.
Oh, the one that was missing?
Yeah.
I was just reading about that today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that they were blaming him for abuse, and they thought he was gone, and now he's turned up safe.
Yeah, and one of their compounds.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
They got compounds all over the Tennessee and United States.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just reading about that today.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Maybe they're all in some compound somewhere.
They're all over Tennessee, brother.
All right, them hills have eyes and apparently behavior
Google says
modification
bears
camps.
will eat bones, and the chat said, "Come on, Dolly. Even dogs eat bones."
Dogs chew on bones. Don't they eat them?
Yeah. My dog eat a chicken bone, you won't see nothing left.
A dog is not going to eat a human bone.
They'll eat chicken bone. What's the difference?
If you wouldn't cut my leg off, the dog wouldn't eat the bone in my leg. Would he?
He'd gnaw on that. He'd gnaw on that.
I mean, a wolf would.
A dog will too.
Eat the bone?
A dog, it'll gnaw on a bone.
Hold on. Hey, Alexa, do bears eat bones?
Bears do eat bones as part of their diet. Their diet consists of various foods such as leaves, roots, berries, insects, carrion, fresh meat, and fish. Bears have digestive systems and teeth adapted to such a diet, allowing them to consume both soft and hard materials.
Okay, so there you go. Bears can eat damn bones.
There you go.
Alexa wouldn't lie to me. I trust her.
Your Alexa's quite stupid sometimes.
I know, but don't talk. She's sensitive. Leave her alone. Sometimes she don't even like to talk to me.
He's got contact buzz.
Hey, now I have to tell Alexa to play you the streak.
I've already heard it. I watched the video.
It was good, wasn't it?
It's okay.
And I was right. Don't look at them.
Yep, don't look. Don't look. He's running through the grocery store naked.
Well, I got to get in bed so I can play golf in the morning.
All right, Doug. Good luck.
Later.
All right, peace.
Bye, DJ.
Bye.
So there we go. So if I blow up in golf, Doug's gonna be my caddy. So I already got that taken care of. You'll be able to catch Dolly on the PGA. I might be really good. I just know I ain't never played. I'm gonna look goofy in them pants. I'll be like, I'm gonna get me some overalls. Go out there like Doug. Okay. We're gonna get us some golf outfits. We're gonna go up on the golf course. How do you think they take me at the golf club? You know, hanging out with the.
You'll do great.
Think so?
Yeah.
Think I'll blend in?
Yeah.
I don't think so. That would be, you know, something. So maybe I should try frisbee golf.
Okay.
I think that's up for the hippies. Every time I see that, it's like some hippie dudes and some Birkenstocks throwing damn frisbees.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, I guess you got to have a hobby. I guess you got to have a hobby. You know, but maybe I think golf, I could try. I'm getting old.
It wouldn't hurt to try.
I always thought it was an old man sport.
You're definitely getting old.
I'm definitely getting old. I'm falling apart, though. I'm falling apart. So, anyway, we're going to get out of here.
I'm hot.
Yeah. So, look, guys, thanks for coming by tonight. Make sure if you haven't, you hit the like button. Let's leave them with some good questions. What happened to Summer Wells? Right? In the comment box after this video, we want to hear from you. Do you think Don done hit a kid in the head with a hammer? Right? And is there a killer? What?
Why would he say that?
I don't know. It's just, you know, he was doing hypotheticals is what I think. Also, do we got a killer running loose and hit? We definitely do, though, because that girl didn't kill herself.
Yeah.
So somebody hurt her. Somebody unalived her. So definitely there is a killer that hurts children in that area. And let's pray to God that he didn't do nothing to Sebastian. Or she. It could be a she. I said he. But y'all women are crazy these days. So it's usually men that.
It was alluded the girl met somebody online.
The girl met somebody online?
That's what the rumors.
Well, see, already, how do we know Sebastian didn't meet somebody online? And it's the same person, and maybe they should go look in her town for Sebastian. Maybe he's just dumping in that area, and there's a serial killer on the loose.
There's something somewhere on the
You know, I tell people all the time, I believe we live in a time where we're breeding serial killers. Because, you know, even in my young days, I used to read books on these serial killers. And, you know, I used Ted Bundy, you know, as an example. Pornography gave him the cravings. And it was softcore back then. It was like Playboy. Like, you know, pornography ain't what it is today, right? Where you can click a couple buttons and there's people doing shit so sick you won't even believe it. If softcore was creating serial killers back in the day, in the 70s, and imagine what society is creating today. It's creating super monsters.
Yeah.
Right? Think about the monsters of the 70s, right? And then your 80s.
It's amplified times a million.
It's amplified times a million. And that's why I say lock your doors, be safe, love your loved ones, because you never know. You could walk out here somewhere and somebody kill you, do something to you. You don't know. But we will see you guys. I will see you in the morning. You guys be good. Stay safe. Dolly loves you. Anything you want to leave with, PJ?
No.
All right. PJ says peace. Later, guys.